Salone people and then party them. Sarah Gem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Beberebe program then like Salone discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sarahgemmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
The total population of Sierra Leone in 2019 was stated approximately at 7.8 million. And the most common cancer reported in 2018 was breast cancer, with an incidence rate of 25.1% and a mortality rate of 19.2%. Ward 2 at the Connaught Hospital, Freetown, is a female surgical ward that cares for patients requiring breast surgery, chemotherapy, and palliative care. General surgery also admits to the ward as see fit. The ward is in need of a significant refurbishment and has a major impact on patient assessment and delivery of treatment, dignity, comfort, and infection control measures. The current ward area presents a significant challenge to infection control. There is no fit-for-purpose or adequate personal hygiene facilities. The showers and sanitary areas are in poor condition and are difficult to clean. The flooring is deteriorated. Overall deco and fabric of the walls need repair and full decoration. Furniture, cupboards, and shelving require replacement. The sluice, known to be the dirty utility room, is in poor condition and needs replacing. Windows need to be replaced as current windows bring in draughts, dust, debris, mosquitoes, and rodents. There is no designated area to provide a day service for patients receiving chemotherapy. Medical supplies is desperately needed. Therefore, we need a total amount of £15,000, which is equivalent to 195 million leones, for this project. This project will focus on women diagnosed with breast cancer and other non-malignant breast abnormalities requiring one or more of the treatment modalities that are currently available. We will also set up a day unit for the administration of chemotherapy and provide training and development to ensure sustainability. Therefore, I am pleading to all individuals, organizations, and local businesses, and every Sierra Leonean and friends of Sierra Leone to make a meaningful contribution that will never go in vain. Ways to contribute will be seen at the end of this clip. I am Aissata Cissé Jallow of the Health Show Partnership Program. Remember, your health is your wealth.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, Sexual abuse or pedophilia is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence. Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their menfolks.
But now,
Women are trafficking female children for money.
Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based. Or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
Nina Yvonne Akisoya, and 11th May 2021 make me 3 years where I don't day in office. I say let I come and tell Freetonians them, una boku boku tenki for where una elect me and when I give me this mandate for serve una. But I not just want to tell una thank you for when I elect me, I want to tell una thank you for when I don't work with me and work with the councillors, work with the staff of Freetown City Council, work with so many stakeholders, including the central government, the international partners, the local partners. I want to tell una, the Freetonians, and thank you, but I want to tell all the other groups and the Boku Boku Tenki. Together, we embark on a journey for Transform Freetown, and in nobody not been say it go easy. We published the plan in January 2019, and then in January 2020, we published with first year report, and then in January 2021, we don't publish with 2-year report. Inside the reports and day, you go able for read in much more detail, waiting we don't achieve. But family them, I still I just share today some of the things that really make me heart gladdy pan this walk here. One thing I really gladdy about, now the wastewater treatment plant where we don't build na King Tom. This na the first time ever in the history of Salone for let we get the thing wey dey comot na the toilet. Instead of it just go na ground na King Tom, it actually dey go into a plant wey dem get for separate the solid from the liquid, dem get for treat am, and wetin get for comot can go towards manure. It can now be safely, the liquid can now safely be disposed into the waterways. Another practical thing we are so glad for, now this urban farming project, we bring over 300, in fact we start with 300, now we add another 200 women them. We now at them backyard them and at in community level, particularly in deprived communities.
And you can create this, what you give, the okra they come up, they will plant them.
The women they do farming projects where go benefit them picking them for get more nutritious food, but it go also help them for get small thing at the hand as they sell them in the market. And then their nursery school. Famble then go no say we been don't open the one at Congo Water Market for make vulnerable women them and then young picking it under the age of 5 get free quality preschool care. And now we dip and build the second one. We do refurbishment upstairs in the Cruton Road Market, and that facility will be open and available to women and men traders inside Cruton Road Market. Tricycles. Well, then tricycle and they not only then they help for keep we city clean, they also they create employment. We don't create so far over 1,200 jobs with young people then where they go and collect dirty na the streets. And now we get 90 more where they come on stream. So I'm so happy because it increased the capacity for collect dirty. At the same time, it increased the number of people them, young people that we get work. Let not talk and not talk about the transfer station when I did the dirty then they go. So we don't get 4 additional ones, including the one at Lumley, the one at Approved School, the one at Shell, and the one at Allentown. Bele Uman them. Then they all over the community. That journey for going to PCMH, it can challenge Boko of them. So we did work for upgrade 5 of we PHUs them for make them be monk, side with side Bele Uman, they able for born. Freetown people then, Boku people then know say dog na challenge na this city. And so we don't start a program for sterilize, vaccinate the dogs them so that we go get control over dogs and we the ambog motaman, but we the ambog themselves. We go make we city healthier and you go reduce the risk for let people then get us sick with and call rabies. I don't share small about wait we don't do and over these 3 years, but I just touch the thing in Boku. I go say anybody want for no more. Also go now with Facebook page. We get Freetown City Council Facebook page. We also get Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. You go able for follow we. Let we continue for work together with all we stakeholders for let collectively we transform Freetown. Una, thank you and God bless you.
Na Yvonne, Na Yvonne, talk and go, talk and come.
is Isaac Osisejalo of the Health Show, live and direct here on Sierra Gem Media. It's been a while, I think about 3 weeks or so. And I thought, let me come back today with another light topic, but very important topic. I know say a lot of people then they think say relationship. What has relationship got to do with health and vitality and so on and so forth? Well, it has a lot to do with it because it's very much connected with your mind, your emotions, and your ability to gather your thoughts and so on and so forth. So Nalande will talk about today. If I will roll into this, considering the fireworks program with Sierra Gem get last night, man, till this morning, we not sleep till this morning. I said to myself, how me go can match this kind? I don't send call Kasada Kitchen, Miss Daphne. I don't send call you for make you come, but I don't think you don't see, and sometimes you they walk or sometimes you said they recover from yesterday. But I just want to make a special, big up to you. It was an amazing program. I know enjoy me airport anytime reach yesterday because I don't have me pillow. The airport didn't me sleep one pass with me. The noise they wake me up. Then it was good. It was really really good. I personally learned a lot. I am not someone who is into politics much. But I learned a lot yesterday about my country, Sierra Leone. I learned a lot about people. And I learned a lot about the things that are going on and the pros and cons, the disadvantages, the advantages, and so on and so forth. And like always, Sierra Gem Media Platform can say, it's all about knowledge. It's not all about sharing knowledge. It's all about talking about things. It's all about absorbing the knowledge so that we are all better people, because knowledge is power, and with that kind of power you can do so many things. So today we talk about relationship. Why relationship? I think relationship is quite an important and relevant topic to talk about, because not just on what's happening globally, but also waiting they happen now. We only the community will get, whether be it here in the diaspora or whether be it in Mama Salon. I think relationship plays a very, very important role. And I would invite anybody we want to join. My fellow presenters today, T-Boy, Sylvester Duba, Femi Pama, I'm sure they will pin the numbers soon if you want to join, and you can join this conversation, because not to one man get to do. I know they talk me angry. This me not to expert, but this it's not just thing for Lord. Think about, because again, why we need for think about it. The sun is coming out. Lockdown is being eased. We're going to think about partying again. We're going to think about meeting friends rather than just talking to them over the phone or virtually. We're going to think about hanging out again. And so I think they think about the importance, the purpose, the meaning of relationship, the various types of relationship, and how we go contribute or adapt and make sure, say, it comes out good, it comes out good. But also, not just that, if you encounter somebody where they struggle with their own relationship, you able to feel comfortable and confident for support them. Now, I know say most people, when I say relationship, the first thing you think about is interrelations, as in between opposite sex, as in heterosexual relationship or homosexual relationship or other types. But we're not just talking about that today, because there's different types of relationship that I want us to talk about and touch on today, because they're all very, very important. And I think we can confuse them sometimes, and we need for just, we can talk about these things. I know some people, then the way they talk about it indoors, but I think we need to bring these conversations to the media. Let's talk about it. Let's open it up. let's banter, let's share the knowledge, and maybe we'll go pick 1 or 2 cents day. So obviously, from my own perspective and from the perspectives of the well-learned people in such thing like the Oxford Dictionary, yes, it still exists. And I think Nade series can copy a lot of answer them. And say relationship is all important. And it's very, very important in terms of our health, our happiness, and vitality. Vitality basically means how agile, how active, how attentive you are, how involved, how interested you are in day-to-day life, you know, really, that's what it means. And so this kind of interpersonal relationship is that relationship the way means say you kind of connected with somebody or something, they associate yourself, or there's that interaction and a bond between 2 or more people. And like I say, we get different type. And the reason why we get different type, because we can easily play the relationship there, and then we never take them serious until they turn out to be something else. And I think it's very important we look at it and make sure, say, we know what to deal with. Because if you know they feel good, your body self know they feel good. If your mind know they feel well, your body know they well. So it is very important. So what's in these different types of relationship? If you don't want to talk, but you want to contribute, just ping on something on the chat, and then we can read them as we go along. So welcome to everyone so far. Hello, Usnan, you're watching all the way from Scotland. Welcome. And Crimelda is saying volume. Do we have issues with volume? No. Can you hear us now? Okay, and welcome. So there's 5, according to my research, the research that I did, there's 5 different types of relationship. You have family relationship, you have friendship, you've got acquaintances, you have romantic relationship, which is basically between man and woman, or man and man, and woman. And then you have self basically, and then you get you can add on 6. You add the professional relationship, which again I think Nani will cover acquaintances as well. Self relationship, people will say, oh, I get a relationship with myself. Yes, you have to have. I think for me, that's very, very important. You have to have a relationship with yourself, because once you have a relationship with yourself, then you can able for nurture relationship with others. But if you don't have a relationship with yourself, then you cannot really nurture a relationship with others. You need to know yourself first. That's basically what it means. So I'll just give a brief overview of what these different types of relationship are, and then I go get me presenters, then me co-presenters, then we can have a chat. We can talk about each one, and then we break it down, and then relate them to our own day-to-day experiences and what we can learn from them and how we can work them out. So the first one is basically family relationship. I think family relationship, they refer to our family, or we relatives them. And these are the people that you're connected to in the form of kinship. Kinship basically means whether through blood, so you mama, you papa, you brother, you sister them, or through marriage, you mother-in-law, you father-in-law, you auntie-in-law, you uncle-in-law, or through romantic relationships as well. When boyfriend, girlfriend, within a long-term relationship, they consider themselves family. And if sometimes people can say, oh, now this is not my family. Yes, this is not your family. Your family is immediately made up of your siblings and your parents. Your siblings is another word for your brothers and sisters, basically. you share parents. So, and these type of families come in different ways. So you get some people when are single parents, so they get a single parent family. You get step family, so you acquire a family through step. For example, me and Steve are married, we go picking them, picking them don't become step, they don't become family. So that kind, and then of course, like I say, homes of gays and lesbians, LGBT, they are also a family, just like us, of those who are heterosexual and so on and so forth. So that's really the kind of brief overview of what a family relationship is. And we will go into that a bit more further. The next one is friendship. Now, friendship is basically somebody you're not blood related to, but somebody that you choose to interact with quite regularly, and somebody you hold at high esteem in terms of trust, in terms of respect, in terms of care, in terms of how you feel about them, and in terms of how much time you spend with that person. That is somebody you consider a friend. And that friendship there, whether we like it or not, has to be built on honesty, support, and loyalty. So you can hear some people that say, oh, this person, they jealous me because I do this party, I do this party. Yes, because friendship comes with a sense of loyalty. So it's very, very important. And it's reciprocal as well. That relationship, they reciprocal. Unlike the family relationship, family not get for care for you if they don't want for care for you. You self not get for care for them. You're just it's a done deal relationship. Whilst a friendship, it should be reciprocal, and that's what would make it work and foster the relationship. So the other set would be acquaintances. Now, acquaintances, some other literature will refer to it as professional relationship. So acquaintances is somebody that you don't really encounter that often. You don't encounter them that often. You encounter them, on and off. Like now in community, we get a lot of acquaintances, but I think we can misunderstand them for being friends. So this is not something we will talk a lot more about later when we chat, because I think it's very, very important, because your acquaintance can be your neighbor. A neighbor where anytime I see yourself when I say hello, how you do, and so on and so forth. Your acquaintance, they be somebody where a bus driver, where if you know somebody where they go to work at a certain time, and that time there's a certain bus driver that drives that bus, the routes you use all the time, you end up building an acquaintance with that driver there. You go in, you say hello, and then maybe we'll not talk a bit about the weather or something they happen, traffic, we'll not chat a bit, and then we'll move on. We'll not they talk over the phone, we'll not they really engage as regularly or frequently like you would with a friendship. And that again is how you refer to your work colleagues. Your work colleagues can also be considered your acquaintances as well. Your some people from your college that you sat in class with are also considered acquaintances. So, and then we move on to the one way I think say catch people the eye way I put this topic out there today. Romantic relationship, which is basically the relationship where you feel very strongly about each other. You're physically and emotionally attracted to each other. There is a personality bond there, and you kind of intertwine with each other. It's love. You're in love with each other. So that's the big difference with the other kind of relationship there. And again, that kind of relationship can either be heterosexual, wherein it's between a man and a woman, or it could be between a woman and a woman, or a man and a man, or be it through marriage, or also long-term cohabiting or civil partnership. So it's very important. And also, it is one where most times, if we're not together, face to face, on a phone, they talk, or una they live together, and so on, and una they get on as best as possible. So that is what a romantic relationship is about. So last but not the least, which is self-relationship. That's basically how you see yourself, how you view yourself. What do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself is what that relationship is. Now, there's so many types of relationship when you take it out of certain context. For example, you have religious relationship, you have spiritual relationship. So all of that is all intertwined. But today we're talking about these 5 key relationships because I think it's very important for the community, especially as we hit the summer and we're going to be having good times, and we just have to be mindful so that we get on amicably and happily, and reduce the tension between ourselves and also between we picking them. In the last 3 days or since the bank holiday, the halftime, there's been such a rise in violence among the young kids. Again, that's to do with relationships. It's to do with how they manage their emotions, how they manage these different relationships, how they understand them, what it means to us or them, and so on and so forth. So where I don't reach there, I will stop on there and then see if T-Boy go one rob much small and this talk. If we begin with T-Boy, what do you think so for begin with friendship?
Last one I picked first. This is not the first time when they come online when it was all a pit for climate change. Hi, welcome viewers and welcome to another edition of the Health Show. The Health Show is back up and running just like all the other times. But today the Health Show brings something totally fresh. Fresh in the minds of every other Sierra Leonean out there. We no one for know what it mean for go into a relationship. Well, before I come to what they say, I start to say Jalo. I want to give you million short intake of what I feel say relationship mean. Relationship is how, my opinion, is how you relate to anything towards you. Meaning, how you relate to humans, how you relate to animals, how you relate to atmosphere, how you relate to anything is the type of relationship you have with that thing. So if you relate negatively to animals, it means you have a negative relationship with animals because you possibly don't like animals. If you relate negatively to humans, it means you have a negative relationship with humans. That's how you relate to humans because you don't like humans. But it now comes to the fact that you will not have a negative relationship to everything. There have to be now specific things that are of interest for make you get a positive relationship to them or a negative relationship to them or a neutral relationship. Neutral now, it means you are not against this thing or you're not in favor of them, but you're just in the middle. You can accept it, you can tolerate it. So it brings in an amount of tolerance in relationship as well. Things that you can tolerate, that you relate to. Not necessarily mean you're in support of it or you're totally against it. So the discussion where you bring today, I don't sit down and think about this for a long, long time and see how I feel say it makes sense to people. Because people they see them differently. You don't need to be compelled to have a relationship with someone. It's not compulsory. But you can actually have a relationship with that person, not necessarily mean you have to be close bond. Some people say, but you should have no relationship. Why forget that to you or why for they call you? We don't have a relationship. But you might have had a relationship in some other different ways. Maybe of interest, maybe of passion, maybe of self-initiative in something way possible. If you just say you can do it, that person they can do. You don't have to necessarily be in communication to have a relationship with something. So it is very, very vast when you look at the word relationship. It depends on how you interpret them and what in italic to you and how you respond to them. Then it becomes either personal, it comes close to us, or you push them far away, or it's just in between. But you say, look, we start with relationship with what? If I
Family.
Family.
Right. Yes.
We don't do a lot of events then within the past year related to COVID. And one thing I realized now, the fact say there has been a lot of friction with so many different families then, even when it comes to death. And I can always say on the Zoom program then we don't use for puts together in terms of burials or bereavements or celebration, not everybody in your family can be that person that you will have a good relationship with. But at some point, you should have a relationship with any member of your family, be it good, bad, or any form. But what you got to do as a person, now for know how you manage that relationship with that person. You know, say some family members they will not let you. But you still get able to manage the relationship with them because sometimes they only meet once a year. Sometimes they only meet twice a year. Sometimes they even meet in the whole year. Sometimes they only talk once a year. So I don't see nothing wrong with you managing that relationship for that one game day, or that 1 hour day, or that one phone call day, where you and that person need to get sometime in a long period of time. But you and that person they get for the see, when I get for the meet, when I get for the talk on a regular basis, I think you should try as much as hard as possible for making them able to coexist. Be tolerant to each other, so that time the relationship not going to become a sour one. Because you know, it's not a choice anyway. When I get for meet, for talk, regardless whether when I talk, when I need to talk, but when I get for meet at some point, because there is always one particular time of the year or in your lifespan where you family they come together and converge, either for bereavement or either for celebration or either for something else. But when I get for meet anyway. So it depends on how you look at that particular person. When a family, if you're able to manage that relationship there, because not to something we do on a regular basis or every day. So that 1 hour, that 30 minutes, that 5 minutes, that 1 minute on the phone, then they kill you. So try for build that form of relationship between you hearts for make you able for tolerate that next person, especially if not family, because there is no way you know, will come across that person in the rest of your life because he's always going to be or she is always going to be part of your family anyway. That's what families are all about. You meet, you greet, and you move on. So the relationship will be sweet, it could be sour, it could be bitter, it could be milky, it could get honey, it could get all the ups and downs where you feel to say you're supposed to forget. But if you're able to tolerate them and you live with it and you move on, because family will never go away.
Yes. Okay, T-boy. I know say you don't talk that. And then as we people can say, fam boutique bentete, you know they broke. Not so.
Yeah, they broke me.
Yeah. You they broke them, but you know they broke. And say bentete, you know they broke. And when what do I mean by that? Most times, where gladdy day, that person where you know don't talk to for how many years when they meet up. Where sadness day, that person day, where you know don't talk to for how many years when they meet up. But again, like you say, it's about personalities. It's about different personalities. And it's about how people manage themselves within these settings. You obviously get some personality, then we're very competitive and controlling. Now you can get some family where there's a lot of competition going on. And competition can be both healthy and unhealthy. It can be positive and negative. In the sense, if we get a competition where we support each other for progress and develop in life, that is a very positive and healthy type of competitiveness. But if we then a family, especially if now we community where there's a lot of polygamous homes, where sometimes we can see so much, steps them. This set of mama and pikine and the other set of mama and pikine, they make sure say the pikine compete in a very negative way. For example, that they try for oust each other. Either they do well in school, either not they do well, but not so much in that positive way where they pull the next person. You they do well, you get the strength. They pull the one way weak. Instead, the one where get the strength, they go higher, and then they stamp on the one where not so strong or weaker. And waiting and they can brew into, waiting can develop into jealousy, can develop into hate. It can develop into so many different things where they cause so much long-term generation problems. And so I think it's very important for us we pay attention to that, Steve Boy, because I think me and you know, with the work what they do now, the community, the engagement, some of these things that have been buried for a very, very long time, they can either come out, raise their head with gladdy day, or they can raise their head with sadness day. Most times, now with sadness day, like buried. Now the time them problem they can raise their head with people that don't try for be tolerant, they don't get on with their life, or then decide before me personally is where people choose not to deal with the situation or the issue at that point. And they say, oh, the only way why they solve this is to walk away. Yes, you walked away from the situation or from the issue, but it remains unresolved. And so what are some of the things we should be thinking about for make sure that we maintain the healthy family relationship there, so that we'll meet somebody after 10 years. It's just that we haven't spoken, but we're family and we have no grudges. Well, how many times you hear we say, not talk to that day, you know, no say that day, auntie, and because you mama go and to that more man, we make it, or you know, no say, una for don't get this, you papa for don't get this money, but because of that person day, now so on and so on and so forth. Isn't that very common in our community?
Yeah. I think bringing that on board makes so much sense, because what you make always say, we can't carry the burden of our parents. We can't carry the baggage of our ancestors. Let me say why I say that. Because, for example, a scenario, me papa, na you fetch you papa, for make you papa not on chief. But what you don't say, me papa, na you fetch you papa, that was between my dad and your dad. Why that for come affects me and you two relationship? Because what you with two parents they don't do, it don't affect them. If they are still alive, they have to sort that out. If they are not still alive anymore, then we have to deal with that. But the only way how we go deal with that, now for make sure say, our parental issues in the past should not affect our current present relationship with each other, because those people have made their own problem. They have dealt with their own issues. We should not take their problems and put it on top of ourselves and make it a matter of something we will complain or make who are about. Because at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, I cannot carry the burden of my parents, and I don't expect my parents to carry my burden. If me, the picking them, go first, I beat you, and you know me, papa in small brother in Peking. You want to tell me, say, papa will come back again and talk, say, I need to talk to me small brother because me Peking don't go beat me small brother in Peking? No. Because these are like kid stuff we're Peking they do. So if parents then begin to take the reason why they Peking they do things then to each other while they were young, and then they take and put and then aid them and make them an issue, when they became a non-big and begin put one at the age and for me them satisfied and for me them first, I think that is wrong. And like you clearly say, family na family. You can't run away from the fact, say, now you papa na anybody speaking, now you brother, now you sister, now you auntie, now you uncle. That will never change. If you papa or you auntie don't beat you, you been small. And I mean say when you don't big now, your auntie will still beat you. But may that beat the way you auntie we don't beat you, you been small. Don't go now you aid for make you not even talk to your auntie self where you see now you don't big. How can you behave like that? Remember saying now 10 years this don't happen, 15 years this don't happen. So until now man, not even remember self say if you don't do this kind of thing to you. Oh auntie, me I not go talk to you. Because you remember you tell I be small. You be the maltreat me. You be the put less for me. You finger under the bed for that I go take. You be the talk to me like for say not to you want me. Now the same way you auntie they talk to you now. No. Won't you forgive and let go and leave? Like I said to say, the amount of things that will come out during COVID, that whole year of COVID, is amazing. Amazing to the extent that maybe that we own community no more you now sabi. But do you know what happens in other communities?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens in places that we possibly haven't been ourselves? Do you know what happens within the white community? I know somebody will tell me, say, they work on some side where one of the patients them, where they work with, have issues. He gets serious mental issue to the extent that the person not even do nothing. Because he's afraid, say, if you do anything, something will happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So the person confused. What do you expect, say, this person for do? The first thing we think of, now when the patient in family then come, he asks them question. How do they deal with una pikin? How do they talk to him? Una they encourage him? Una they pray with him? Una they talk to him for make you understand, say, life now so. Because the medical situation where the bobo or the pikin find himself, that will not help that particular person. So now family, name it come to. And guess what? When the family begin engage with him, they begin talk to him, they begin explain things to him, they begin pray with him, things started to slowly change. So no matter what in that person there, something they don't say, oh, now you grandpa, now you papa, now you this, now you that, now you don't make sure they make this kind of way, it's not relevant. Because I don't see why me for can suffer for the swear way them don't swear me grandpa 30 years ago, where they can say, oh, now cost them are the family. My brother, if you they grab, you they work, you they make you money, you serious about them. I want to see how cost they affect you.
Yeah. Well,
because
it's one
at the end of the day, you get to be very steadfast and focused. If not, that's why it's not a about cool course, but then still they excel in life because they are hardworking.
I want to hold you there, T-Boy, because you know, even with man, then they also have some elements of superstition.
Yes,
and then Sefkin says sometimes the evil that men do lives after them, which is what you're talking about. But I think the most important thing here and what you've touched on is the fact of letting go and forgiveness and choosing your battles. I think that's the key thing here, choosing your battles. We get a few people then where they agree with what they talk about. And also, somebody say forgiveness is important. Somebody's saying, you know, letting go, you know, it's also another way to break the cycles and the bitterness where some people can feel, because we all know, we always see people them. We all don't grow up around people that way. Now their mama then, you know, because they're not mates. They take with family experiences them, because it's our community. Like you say, we don't know what thing they happen in other community them. But for example, we brother them as in the Nigerian community. What do they see that they portray in the movies shows you there's getting kind of similar issues in terms of that negative competitiveness and controlling atmosphere and so on and so on, and environment. So I think it's about us as individuals, isn't it? Like you say, it's about how we relate to the other person. But remember, when you grow up, what will you grow up? Quickly don't say you don't know yai. You don't know that yai. Because if you try to go play with you half sister, it's like you don't know that yai, where you go play with them. You don't know say in mama not get that, or waiting they catch you, or you know, it's just these things have festered so much. And I think yesterday they talk about Sierra Leone, the mindset, the things that really happen when I interview Kasava-Kishin. But these are the things that are, you know, that are affecting our country. Relationship. We don't have a relationship with ourselves first. When we don't have a relationship with ourselves, how can you have a relationship with others? And how can you understand how relationship for them with others, you know, in terms of metal in terms of you sibling them all. Why you for grab do clean them or you hate your sibling?
Right.
Why you see person they hate in company just because in company don't progress faster and then get the same equal opportunities of growing up, but they develop that jealousy, they develop that hate. So I think for me it's just one of those things where you think, how do we break that cycle? Like Sana said, how do we start breaking that cycle and moving on? Okay. It's about how we feel, isn't it? So, because if me and you get an issue, and we're seeing it, we've started seeing it in our community. We've started seeing where parents have an issue, what's in the happen? The beginning and the end up for go meet and get a relationship, you know.
I just want to make mention of that.
Yes, yeah, so I'll let that.
Now, we parents them. Now, they are the key stakeholders of the problem and where would they face as speaking and where they grow up. Make I tell you why. If you have a household full of kids, the beginning don't know what thing the parent don't do. The beginning they play with each other on a regular basis. Every day when they got my money, the mama where you so hate that particular compound day. Now in Pekin, they can't wake you Pekin on money. Because they want for play. So basically, a scenario where we want for green camp, now the race scenario. White kids and black kids don't know what is race.
Mm-hmm.
Then they grow up at the same school, the same beginning, then they go to the same primary school, then go to the same secondary school, as then they don't secondary school, so before then they don't, their mindset don't change. So basically, now what you parent they tell you and say, you are black and you are white. You should not have nothing to do with the black man because you are superior than them. They don't know what superiority is while they are kids. They play and run around equally the same time. Equally so, when you get mixed hosts, you get 3 wef, and you have them 1, 2 picking and mixed race, boy and girl, and mixed gender. When they grab the money, they all they grab go play. They all they run go together. Then when they come on school come, all man grab your picking. So that the parents in there are the problem for make we able for share that kind of relationship there. Because if the now make some host and they now one person they eat. Then they eat equally the same time. All man they can't eat na table or they eat na gun or wherever they eat, and they eat the equal times in the morning, they all eat the same time in the afternoon, they all eat the same time in the evening. The papa, then they allow none of the mama them for do any kind of side stuff with any of the picking them, we go be an extra treat. Now, one way person responsible for treats, when are the papa? So basically, by bringing all these kids together, eat together, sleep together, grab together, go school together, then get one mindset.
Yeah.
In their own separate corners, the parents and they tell them totally different thing then. Like you clearly say, now you mama or your papa will can tell you say, you don't know what's in there, you grandpa they don't do so your papa will be small. Imagine, you don't know what you grandpa we don't do to you papa we're even small. So and see when are you papa in sister, now you know for leg because now I be the person will be the poor you papa to him papa. What's the name about those me?
And psychology say our personality reflects and tells and demonstrates how we go on in life and how we behave and how we do, which then moves us to friendship, you know, because as an individual, you don't grow up in a household where maybe your own parent, your mama, na be the submissive one, the other mommy na be the more controlling one, and then you don't grow up in that environment. How you feel say that it reflects itself when it comes to you building now friendship, you know, where within friendship you require trust, you require loyalty, you require honesty. How you feel, and you require for be reciprocal, you require for give back. When that person give you, you require for give back. How do you think that has an impact on you as an individual when you're building relationships such as friendship?
In that regards, I look at from few different perspectives because one, friendship is what you can give back, not what you can take. If you consider what you are giving within a friendship relationship, you will never run at a loss. So, like we say, me and you two nowadays in a friendship relationship, I always think about, what am I going to give to Isata that she will appreciate? And you said they think, what am I going to give to T-Boy that he will appreciate? You feel to know wherever the problem?
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's about continuous working on the relationship, isn't it? Yeah. Working on our feelings, working on the impact we have on each other, isn't it?
That's it. But if I begin to say, what thing I go benefit from Isata, then I don't begin a problem. So I am not thinking of what I am going to get to Isata, where Isata go benefit from me. Now, what thing I begin think of, if I can't be party with Isata, what thing I go benefit from him? I don't begin put question mark on the friendship straight away, because I'm looking for something from Isata, and if I don't get it, the friendship will not be as smooth as I think I want it to be. But if I go within the friendship, say, what am I going to give to Isata that she will be happy about? I'm going to share my love. I'm going to share my affection. I'm going to share my everything with Isata so that she will be happy. I not see say I will go any side wrong, because I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to upset you. If I get anything where I feel to say I can share with you, I will share with you. I will be honest with you. I will tell you true. I will make sure say say this true. I will tell you now, because I like you. I want to make you get the best. But if I begin to think of what thing I will benefit from Ayata, okay, Ayata, this is not money right now. If I can make a party, it will spend for me. Ayata, you know who people right now. If I can make a party, it will show me in connection and in LinkedIn. Ayata, she's very smart in ABCD. If I can make a party, I will benefit. So I come into the friendship relationship with Isata for my own selfish reason. I am not in the position to give anything, but just to take. And if everybody think about that particular way, it not just end with friendship, but it goes to everything that you do. What am I going to benefit? No. What are the people going to benefit from your input into that friendship?
But would you say it's wrong to think about, I mean, that you're referring to friends with benefits? You know, these are friends with benefits and active, passive relationship and so on and so forth. But is it wrong to say when you're looking at building a relationship called friendship, yeah? Is it wrong for you to say, okay, what do I stand to gain from this relationship? But also at the same time, bear in mind that what do I also give to this relationship in order for me to gain what I want to gain? Is it wrong?
You've just said it all. What is it in this relationship that I will have to give for me to gain what I want? If you don't give anything in anything that you want to do, you will not gain nothing. If you want for plants, yes, and you know how to use the best seed, then we will make the years grow, fine, and you get a massive big harvest, you do losses. Because sometimes the money where you go invest for now, yes, where you want for buy for begin plants, now the cheapskate, yes. You expect to make $30 million for a month? No, because you don't actually invest what you believe say you for put into in the first place. If you want for build house, you get £10,000, and then you want to go build house where worth £20,000. It will benefit you? No, because you not have the resources, you're not able to finish the house. But if you get £10,000, you want build house where you fit to say you £10,000 go build £8,000 house. So you get change we go left for able for sustain yourself. That is better because you don't already invest what you feel say you go get and what you will get back in return. So in any friendship relationship, as far as me concerned, if you think about what thing you they give, it got to be something where you will benefit from, then give. But if you just go with the intention for go take, what thing it benefits me, then you don't go with a selfish mindset where you don't even get any kind of thought for give. Now for just go take. If you go learn book, and the teacher will teach you, You know what you give that teacher the back in return? Focus, concentration, and make sure so you take what the teacher they tell you. What the teacher they get back in return for, say, is satisfied. Now you outcome where you don't learn what you don't teach you, and you don't become somebody in our society, and they feel proud for say, wow, now me teach that everybody, you know, and if they pay attention in class, and if they listen to me, that's why he is now ABCD. But if you teach that person there, and the person they do the total opposite of what you teach him, he will never be proud of you. Because for sure say, what I taught him is not what he's putting into practice. He's thinking about himself, nothing for do with what in the land. So in the salon context, that is exactly what's in the happen. Everybody they go fetch for in aid for making food cover. I can say to Yusuf, when you use that word there, now for breaker now no, because you get different interpretation. But in interpretation, it's totally understandable, and I know why you can use them. But to me, I am saying, yes, fetch for you aid for making food cover. But when you fetch for you aid and cover the food, like we fetch for we aid, so we food then go cover. Now that way they need them. Let's give and expect nothing back in return. We will gain more than we take, and we don't give nothing back in return. We will lose. It will be selfish. Yes, we will get that wealth, that popularity, but when it cuts short on you, you will be nobody. We've seen it happen. And we don't see friendship the way they go into friendship for favors, and we don't see how then friendship they need to end. Now, one person get for suffer the consequences. Not only one way they give, now the one way they take. Because now you get bargaining, now you put all the rubbish back. Afterwards, if all things come for them is scatter bad, now you get the blame. They go say, but afterwards, but Tiba not yourself. Now you be the using company. It better when company don't dump himself, because at the end of the day, now you no losses. Now look, we will see outside they pull the money we they get. That's the end of you. So we got to be very mindful of how they go into that kind of friendship then they. And to me, I think any friendship where you try for create it with anybody, whether it be family, work, or any side, think forgive first. Because if we all think forgive, we not know the losses. Because if I think forgive this person and the person they think forgive me, we all to the benefit. Because how are they think for good things about you? Now, since they think about good things for me. So nobody the losses. But if we think about how we reap we self off, now we all to the losses. That's what me feel anyway.
Okay. Thank you for that. We brother Juma don't join we. Instead, now then keep we up till God knows what time this morning. Yeah, the North Americans they will not try, will not do well, will not cabo, not thank you. Anyway, so just for those who they join, we just talk about relationship, and we're talking about different types of relationship. We don't talk about family. We don't move on to friends. We talk about romantic relationship, which is basically another form of intimate relationship between a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or girlfriend and a girlfriend, or boyfriend and a boyfriend. And we also talk about acquaintances, and then we talk about self. We talk every so often. All these things they intertwine with each other because if you don't have a relationship with yourself, it's difficult for you to have relationship with others. And we start with family because the reason why we start with family, because us as a child, the way they bring you up, the way they nurture you, now they make you know how you develop and connect with others, and how you build bond with others. So we don't talk a lot about, especially where we come from, a country where polygamy is practiced, and we know sometimes the negative impact that can get on children and the effect they have on families, long generations, where they cause a lot of problem. And of course, we say, well, if the way they bring you up and the way they raise you sometimes also directly affects how you then start building your own relationship as an adult, especially your friendship, especially your romantic relationship, and so on. So we talk about friendship now. We talk about the importance, the value of friendship, which it is next to family. Okay, family is primarily blood relations or through kinship, but with friendship now, you are not related in that way, but these are people that you choose. You as a person, you choose for interact with that person based on trust, based on respect, based on care, based on how you feel about that person, and also based on how much you feel so you need for confiding that person there. Now, a lot of people are making comments on the chat because they're worried. They feel in our community, within the diaspora and everywhere else, one of the challenges we have is these two challenges: family relationship and friend relationship. Because I think, like you don't say just no, T-Boy, it's about being able to give, not think about what you get. And you will get in return, but actually, if you give, you probably get more. And also, but for me, it's about these things around, I think, because in we own little context in terms of the community, the things that I think we struggle with a lot is things like respect for one another, respect for the next person, trust, care, how we feel about the next person. I think it's very, very important, because down the line they make or break relationship with them. And I think, like I said at the opening dialogue, it's not just our relationship, it's about other people's relationship, how we support other people then through the relationship. And this is not about sexual relationship. We're not talking here about just sexual. We're talking about these interrelationships such as friends. You know, how many times we don't see where people, when they come, they meet very good friendship, they go on. Really good friendship where there's love, where there's trust, where there's respect, where there's care, where there's confidentiality. Some way, rather than they come, they say, okay, let we learn from this relationship. Instead, they will try so hard and infiltrate that relationship and break them to pieces by looking for the faults, because it's like there has to be a fault. And who said there shouldn't be a fault? Nobody is saying there shouldn't be a fault in a relationship. It's just how you manage it and how you work at it. Somebody said it's all about patience. Relationship is give and take, and it's patience. So how we can begin to solve and think about some of them things there now with community, Juma. You know, how can we just respect one another? I mean, yesterday, I just want for say something about yesterday's program. Yesterday, you guys interviewed someone who is very, very popular in our community, as in Sierra Leone, and somebody who's been faced with a lot of abuses, disrespect. But I was so amazed yesterday, the amount of respect she commanded, you know, within this platform. It was phenomenal. And it actually, for me, I saw another, you know, it even made me, I'd already respected the woman anyway, because I listened to what she said, and rightly what she said yesterday about, she starts a conversation and us, all the talk show people, we build on it. And she was so right. And I think for me, it just raised the bar for me. Usa be put on. So if I be put on a B, I don't put on an A now, because of the way she commanded respect yesterday and the way she carried on. It was just phenomenal. So that brings us back to this conversation where they get about friendship and relationship. So Robbie, you own 2 cents deba Juma. Let's see waiting they go on.
Thank you so much, Isata. Hello, T-Boy. Hello, Isata. Hello, viewers on YouTube and Facebook. And hello, Obafemi Amil Kapama, the man in safe na the house. You know, thank you bringing this topic up. It is interesting topic, and it is one that we all care about, we talk about every day. But one way we can create for challenge sometime then day, you know, we'll talk about relationship, because when we talk about relationship, two things comes to mind within the community if we put them in context. One, we become defensive. Two, we begin to point fingers. So the light bulbs then can begin go up fast. And you talk about something where you talk about respect. And again, me can say relationship or any kind of interaction with people, whether being at your work, school, possibly they go buy in a shop, or the possibly they meet on a daily basis where some say, Sabi, or get forever meet them again, or we talk to on our phone. If you don't carry respect with you for respect others, regardless, there's always going to be a problem. And I can say something, I say, you can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. You say, I'm just not. If you're not able to build that relationship within yourself, you not get relationship with yourself as a person, you're not able to see what in relationship turn like around you, it's difficult for you build, a healthy relationship, either in a school, work colleagues, your community where you do, and family, as well as intimate relationship with possibly you the opposite partner. So making say, I think people don't mention patience. We don't talk about respect. And the other thing where I think is the level of tolerance. For let a relationship grow, there has to be high level of tolerance, because we all get our own different experiences. We all come on a different backgrounds. We all all go through we highs and we lows them. We all get we own PTSDs, them traumas, the way they deal with. But you get for look beyond the person in action. You get for look beyond the words. I say you have to look at people's intention. Intention is key. Because sometimes I'll call Allah, but you don't know why. I'm not shouting at you, but you don't know what I've gone through for the past 24 hours, 48 hours, or months, or years, or you don't know whose kind of trigger we don't come, where sometimes trigger something on my childhood, where they spark something up. Human not blanks behave so. But why? So also you respect the person and care for them, you go want for know why make this attitude change. T-boy not blank behave so, but why? But I think sometimes they come to the point when they talk about giving and taking. Some people they take. In a relationship, some people they give. But again, we have to be very careful with the givers too. People that they give genuinely, or some people they give because they want to control the relationship. Because when you stop giving, when you give, you what you call it, you control the relationship. Then you use that give for hold the person to ransom for begin regulator. And I don't want for good, because we not get any statistics for back that, but there has been so many things that way don't happen with family relationships or husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriends. Let's take for example we did back home. Naturally, we believe, say, the man then are the breadwinner, okay? And they'll put chop money, and then go buy clothes for the woman, which you call them, pre-day, Christmas, and so on and so forth. Now then go look after the woman and family, and so on and so forth. That same couple then relocates, come, now the West, for example. When that role reversal can take place on 10 and day, you see, most times the man they're not able to cope. Or sometimes the woman, they use that give for bully the man. So it can be so many ways then. So now they say, you the give because you the give with all your heart, or you the give for control and regulate the relationship to what you want. So these are things they will get for look at. There is no straightforward way, but me can say, for let a relationship grow, you get for be respectful of the person, you get for, of course, patience, but the level of tolerance, you get for really, really high. And me believe, say, no relationship, not the way balance. There's always one person where the tooth spin, bobo pain or titi pain at the relationship, there's always one person we feel say it enjoy, but everybody gets waiting and they bring calm in a relationship. There's a difference between a relationship and somebody when a person they can extort or they use that waiting a call relationship for gets to something else. So left and so forth. If you get follow-up question, they can ask, and Mr. Bengo they bought in small. Oh, there you, Isata.
Oh yeah, I know. It's that's very interesting. You're quite right. Relationships are never balanced. There's always a stronger personality and a weaker personality, but it's how they manage each other and intertwine and be at each other, like you say, and tolerate each other. But I think the most important thing, the key thing where you touch on, were very, very important, where I've fallen victim of it, is people never seem to understand my intentions, you know. And because I'm a plain preacher, I say it as I see it. People, they get offended very quickly. They either get offended, sometimes they'll pretend, oh yeah, like you get that for 10% true word, but you know they don't like it. But I think for me, it's about, you know, waiting genuinely they give to you that I feel is important. That is my intention. My intention behind being honest to you is very important. So what do you think about that, Juma? Where you think intention is very important, but sometimes can be misunderstood?
And that one day common, because I want for be, you know, that's something else I want for mention. Again, like I say, we are, you know, we're very defensive by nature, and we can be very judgmental. In the community, one thing where we quick at, you know, sadly, now for become judgmental about people without understanding their intentions or why make certain things happen. We did judge, then we try for package this person, what he do. Hey, you know, sister, where do so, where talk so. You remember waiting this? They begin connect the dots them for make let the thing fit within a want. And yonder again for do with the issues of insecurities too. You know, because if you're very insecure, a quick follow you be defensive, a quick follow you get offended. Something simple thing we person will say. Do you have an open mind? Again, that back again a calm with your own development. How much do you know? Which you don't sabi growing up for able for you know have an open mind. Take something where Isata tell me, for example, but Juma, you know, where you talk you like for Butuye, you know, for the Butuye tomorrow, so then they unbox the show. Oh, why is it? Why you like for criticize me? Would I tell you say if you sabi waiting for me? No, you told me something where I for take, I for work on. But again, it comes to something. When timing is paramount and the how. Sometimes it's not just what you say, it's how you say it, when and where. Are you saying this thing for help the person, or are you saying it for put the person down, for belittle them? Those are we have to understand. So the relationship in itself gets other things then where if you not get them, if you're not able to develop na that level, then you not get the understanding, then you will always go wrong. Do you know when to say, okay, you know what? Right now, I said I really, really tense. If I can't tell on this right now, say, Isata, the glasses we wear, if I don't wear pink glasses, why you wear brown glasses? It go bluff. But I can wait for Isata after the show. Oh, the show was nice. Look, and these are things that they train people how you communicate certain things to people. Even your own wife, your husband, you picking yourself. You know, telling them the truth is good. But it's the how, the when, and where. Are you saying it? What's your intention really, really deep down? Are you saying it because you want to belittle or shame them or show them, say you sabi past them, or you're saying it because you want to help them for develop? That is why people and the way they get certain people they look at as mentors. No matter how they tell them something, then go to them people and because then believe, say, then people, then they help them. And most times, they advise people, for example, you go to people that you don't know because they're not get for judge you anyway. I can't offer me, it will say, okay, well, in tall past me, for example. They say tall past me because really, because they for claim the ceiling. If they say tall past me because it want for they look me say, me na tunku for belittle me, for example. These are all examples. That's all past for me anyway. So, people already watch. So these are the kind of things the way we get from that. And I want to say again, we are not relationship experts. And like I say, we all have our challenges.
Juma, I don't believe that you really took that one day anyway.
For say at all pass for me. Which one? For say at all pass for me.
For say anyway, at all pass for me anyway, just for the viewers' sake.
Yeah. It's the fact because
the one how and where. Now you don't.
Yeah, the how. Exactly.
Where now you don't do so.
Now I don't do exactly. So I just don't demonstrate some now. Yeah. I just don't demonstrate and I also say, but I know he's not gonna take offense to it. So I can get banter. But in other places, if I go say Femi at all pass you, Juma, what's the connection with that? Well, you can't tell me this kind of thing. I don't like them kind of embarrassment that they.
No, Juma, like you go meet Femi, they can try for engage some lady.
No, Femi is married. Look for the record.
I know where this is hypothetical conversation.
Okay. Yes.
This is hypothetical. I got that married also. Me now one witness. I do.
They go for go chat this baby up.
Yeah, then you go now. Just because you want embarrass Femi, you begin now. Femi, I'm innocent as what all past you.
Yeah, there are some Femi power high shoes the way well, so you still shock.
Exactly.
No, you not try, but you not try. Then sometimes this baby don't come out, the baby go weak. Now that's any the baby they notice Femi height. So I don't play for Femi.
Yeah.
And obviously he'll take offense.
Yeah. You will.
Again, you can't, that's what I'm saying. The when, how, and where, and the intention is very paramount. Because when I talk about something very important earlier, where I be the listen, relationship is painful, no matter what. It is something painful because if you know to be something we get pain inside, it's smooth. Like all man go for get a healthy relationship. But because it is painful, they try every day they learn something about the other person. And the person self, they learn something about you. That's what will help you to develop. So tolerance, keep an open mind. It's easy for say these are all buzzwords that we're saying. How do you put it in practice? And understanding the people. I have my bad days. There are days I don't want to talk to T-Boy. I don't want to talk to Femi. Our group will go silent for 24, 48 hours. Femi will get frustrated. You guys are not answering calls, man. Now, important thing. These are all practical things. We have our banters here. We argue. But we go and come. We know, say we get a job for do. Yeah. And there are some relationships, they're not mean say it get for last, forever and ever, amen. It will get for northern levels then there as well. It does not mean if I know Isata, that means Isata is indebted to me. I am indebted to Isata. Anything what they do, I get for tell Isata. No.
Me, Isata is indebted to me.
Well, whichever way, But you know where for all Isata to ransom. You're not supposed to do that.
I don't answer ransom back.
That brings us to acceptance and balance, isn't it?
Right.
It brings us to accepting that this person probably they in your life for a certain amount of period, and then they move on, or you move on. And so that they roll we on into romantic relationships where sometimes people find it really difficult to let go. So I want to move now from local now into romantic relationship where sometimes people find, even though there is no great foundation for that relationship, but people struggle to let go, or people struggle to walk away because they feel no, we should be together and we're meant to be together forever and ever.
Amen.
How unhealthy can that be? How the impact on your psychological well-being, the impact on your physical well-being, you know, the fights, the anger, the embarrassment, the public, you know, and so on and so forth, in your home, outside your home, on the phone, and so on and so forth. How we as people, as individuals, they're able to support, you know, somebody like Tani, where they go through a relationship where you think, okay, this is not working. It's not working. There's personality clash, two strong personalities, two extremely highly competitive, controlling individuals, aggressive, and so on and so forth. It is not working. It is not healthy. What is it we should be thinking about as if possible, we find yourself in a situation today? What is it we should be thinking about, T-Boy? And they go to you first. What should we be thinking about to help us to accept and walk away or move on?
I am saying this, and Boku people might not be happy. But at the same, I think what you don't say so is very important. So the first thing first way I feel say we for do as humans. If your family pay attention, why you tell it on? Now for me, this not the current situation of the life where they live in this particular world where they exist. So after the millennium, I think the church system, the mosque, and the registry houses there where they put marriage together for change that word we say till death do us part. Because otherwise we cannot beat that. Because we start with the religious aspect of relationship in terms of love relationships, and then we break them down to the normal day-to-day life of how we see relationship. But if the thing where they bind a love relationship together don't say till death do you two part, then you cannot break it. So basically, what in that don't mean to we religiously, you have to live with that partner until death. Is that possible? No. Because we now know say, we now not say, but say what they can't talk, but people are not going to come. We now not say,
so make your point, the towel on now.
No problem. We now not say, you don't talk say, how can we live amicably together even though we have differences? Tolerance. So for the fact say, tolerance, they give you that kind of privilege day, till death do us part, not they exist anymore. In the context of how we look at love relationship between couples, partners, or anyhow you want for name them. So I will say let's go back to the reinforcement of marriages we say till death do us part and remove that. So that means let's find another word where they define for say till tolerance do us part or otherwise, but till death do us part, no, they answer that question they ask, etc. To me, tolerance is the best way of coexisting for the rest of your lives because you tolerate the bad things of me, I tolerate the bad things of you, and we able to live together. But if the ownership of marriage don't means you guys are debted to each other until death, it means you're forced to be in that relationship, whether you like it or not, whether it's working or not, whether you have differences, whether you don't have differences, whether you think it was going to be something of a glossy atmosphere and it isn't, you can't leave. We parents, they tell you, say, you go for BRDO, now make you don't married. Where you married, now for life. So we either get for change that statement there, or we find a way how we define Chinam. That's now one of the ways that we may think of, say, we'll be able to coexist if we tolerate each other. If we go back to the initial signature of you getting married, till death do us part should be revisited. Otherwise, it will make no sense to the current after millennium we live right now. It might even be worse to the extent that when people don't even think of getting married anymore, because the value of that marriage, a thing we would call saying that the value of any love relationship is so fragile these days. How many people believe in it? Over to you.
I mean, that is amazing. It's actually where now we don't begin to see where the next generation are actually really questioning marriage, aren't they? They're questioning it to say, do we have to get married? Why do we have to get married? I've come across a lot of people that when I'm a patient away, so they don't live for 30 odd years together. And they're committed in so many different ways, you name it. They've got joint bank accounts. They've got a mortgage together. They've got other investments together. They've got children, but they just are not married. And I remember once, as I talked to somebody where I asked him, I say, why una don't do all that in there? Why una not married? Now he said that piece, it's a piece of paper. But the difference with that piece of paper, it's the burden it comes with. That man they explained to me, says the burden it comes with. He said, as soon as you sign that piece of paper, your expectations of each other changes. And it changes for the worse rather than the better. So in your interpretation, and they say wrong go, myself now legally married. So let somebody not say, oh, I sit at the preach against marriage. No, I am not. But that was somebody's own interpretation. That for him, it carries a huge amount of burden that in feels say will affect the relationship. So let them just leave it be as it is. So what do you think, Juma, in respect of all this, this spin where T-Boy don't spin this in terms of we might have to start thinking. We might have to, it is true though, because it's like I think in we community we have to start thinking about is casual relationship the word casual? Being able to understand and accept casual relationship, or most times with man say a fling. I've had a fling and I've moved on, or one night stand and I've moved on. So in our midst, in our community, do you think we're ready for that?
All right, so we come first to T-Boy own situation. Me personally not think say the vow where people they take gets anything for let people stay together or separate after 24 hours, 1 year, 2 years, 43 years, 36 years. I think in any relationship, you always get for aspire for build them, to more and more and better and better and better. And definitely somebody where they married to somebody where you not like, somebody where you not feel something for. That's the whether you want for life by yourself or not. You get for life by yourself. But again, there is another part, the subconscious. Yeah, you like this person, but how you like her? You like her because you want to stay with her for as long as una they alive, or you motive. The other motive where you get, they infringe into the, that thing where you feel for that person, for example. Because for like go Timapianda, they get cold feet, no matter how you strong. Where you go Timap, when they read that vow day to you, then they ask you that question, and you must get cold feet. The butterfly then, they must confuse you first. True or false? They must confuse you. When they ask you that question, these are the moments of truth. Then actually they begin, oh damn crap, I'm gonna take this oath here. Do I really believe in this? But
you know much money life and wedding vows.
Well, it's possible, yeah. It's possible. No, but I try to say, for let you go there, you must feel, because say we all done there in relationships and say you don't meet a good number of people, but you decide for take this one person, you say, you know what, I'm gonna go this next level with you. For let you take that leap, you must don't feel something for the person. However, I think with community, for example, I need to talk about our community, we spend more time for gain the relationship. We spend less time for build and nurture that relationship there. Once we take the vow, we left handle. We feel say, okay, I don't get the man, I don't get the woman, so what? They not get for go no side again. They don't sit down. But then you do things them where they spoil the relationship without you even noticing. I can say I've done that. You know, people don't do unto me. You know, so that's one thing. But, and look, to your question we ask me now about if we community ready for a casual relationship or what you call fling and other things. It's happening anyway. Let's be honest. It is happening a lot. The question when we go ask in return, would you be able to get everything that you want in a relationship in one person? Because the reason why they ask you this back, because I see how much we don't criticize polygamy, you understand? But would you be able to get everything you want in a relationship, your Romeo and Juliet relationship where they look for? Because that fantasy they now all they aspire for. Because we ask a woman, what are you looking for in a relationship? I want a man that is kind, that is caring, that is respectful, that is this and that. Man, who's come by once? Our woman we dutiful, we get when a wife material, when a deal a big cook, we talk all the nice thing them. The way the woman begin do that thing then now. But come on, you too like cook now so. But you don't tell her what you want. If they do that thing, then they begin criticize the same thing. The man, you dey go work boku, I dey go work too much so you don't get time for me. But how you go provide for you if you not go work, for example? Okay, so are you able to fend everything inside that one person? For me, I think say now the generation I don't see, then I hope una can beat me. Whatever you want, but that's the honest truth. I think it all reached the term for we begin look at what you refer to as open relationships.
Yeah.
Open relationships. Because now so they go. Because a lot of the domestic violence things that what they see they happen, people and they cheat and they do all the underhand game them. Then the facts then they happen at you. I don't know, there's a country already right now, South Africa. I think they don't allow for any woman they marry to more than one man or something, something like that.
Somebody they say, hell no.
Hell no.
It's already happening. And
somebody say, now for say heaven, yes.
It happen, but is it healthy, you know? And yes. Is that the way we want to go?
No, it's like we aspire for practice what the Western culture tells us to practice, which is monogamy, right?
Right.
But when I started my nursing career, I had a rude awakening because I find out say this monogamy, just like what they say, it's really just on paper. A lot of me patients them, especially the well-to-do patients them, the man them, when then most of them their family home now in the countryside, not in London, and then then businesses then in London, so that they then get work in apartments in London. Now, in that working apartment and their businesses, they've got their so-called PA. Personal assistant or secretary, 9 out of 10 times, these personal assistants or secretaries become an intimate personal assistant, Whether they go out with conveniently, then business associate, they know about them, and so on and so forth. So for me, that was a rude awakening because I was like, damn, this is very hypocritical. These people are telling us polygamy is not good, is not healthy and everything. But look at them doing worse.
I like jumping quick. For just back me arguments, okay? Because sometimes then with society, people and they say, oh, they divorced because the man able for provide. Oh, then they divorced because the woman, not dependent on the man. All of them kind of things, yeah? Let me take the Gates their own example, the Bill and Melinda Gates example. Okay, I know it's not society, but let's make her say that, because these are couples, international couples, global couples who everybody admire, right? They work together, they don't develop. They've been together for how many years?
30 odd years.
Yeah, over 30 years, right? They build so much together. They are wealthy. They can get anything that they want. For let people and only to 30, over 30 years, then they decide, say, they can't divorce. Either they don't grow apart from each other, or sometimes somebody don't discover something about this other person where it not be no, where sometimes don't say, you know what, no, I can't deal with this. Or it don't they get a sweet other side, where like, so now so by and be sweet, heaven and hell. Okay, I don't be, heaven. If he say they heaven, they will go near our other place. He say, oh, beyond hell, I've been there. I don't go to heaven now. So it can be that Tibo had a camp, please.
Teacher,
yeah. So you say situation like that. What would you say? What's in the reason we're responsible for letting people here so divorce? Is it because they did not want to build the relationship or not?
Answer the question. No, wait. Answer the question.
Okay, answer.
I only know how to answer the question.
All right.
The answer to the question, it between you and Femi, where you don't give me this answer. So, what I think now, one of you two don't give me this answer. The answer now, the fact say, Bill don't begin to do project in Africa.
Oh God!
And it don't begin to Africa.
They begin to chocolate.
Thank you.
The chocolate.
The power of an African woman, it makes Bill Gates say, I can't do this, I have to divorce.
And then say,
and
then he usually say, they don't challenge, they usually say, when you go black, you don't go back.
You can never go back.
There's a fact in that, because I guess so many cases them. Me working at the NGO sector. Me working at the NGO sector in Sierra Leone, and I know a whole lot during the peacekeeping era, or maybe they go there during the emergency phase, where some of them they been legally married and all that. The next moment when they see, they don't divorce, they don't want to come back. Either way, it's then sometimes the way you be they look bad, the way you will say this one, and me no one forget anything with. Now they don't carry something now.
On a very serious note, with what you make mention to, so I think we have to take it a bit very serious, because the community right now is very fragile in terms of relationship between sexual relationship between partners, and also marital relationship within our community is very sensitive at the moment. And what we try for say, we're not telling you to leave your relationship or leave your marriages or whatever you might think to do. But if you think that you are in any relationship that is toxic to the extent that not just your life, but the people surrounding you are all at risk, walk away. Because walking away doesn't mean you're a coward, doesn't mean you're scared, doesn't mean you're not fit to get other man or not fit to get other woman, or doesn't mean you're nothing. It means you are sane enough to make a wise decision. But the choice is yours. That's not what we are saying you should do, but the choice is yours.
Again, going back to the Bill and Melinda Gates example, because this is new. Then also we look at them, we admire them, people as idol them, exceptional people, extraordinary people who feel say everything is smooth, on the outside world. So we feel say now so a perfect at the home as well. But there was one thing that came out of them, agreeing to go their separate ways. They were still willing to work together on other issues. Waiting at the problem where we get now, we own community them most of the time, where we know say we don't outgrow each other, or for some reason we cannot be in that kind of relationship. We are not able to even have conversation where even they affect the kids, it affects the extended family, and sometimes the extended family, friends, and community people, they make it even worse. Instead of come say, okay, you know what, Aisata, this now so it don't be now. you know, possibly not a work. Why not a work for you? You know, Femi, why not a work for you? These are all examples, please, people, don't misunderstand things here.
Because Danny, it work for them all.
Exactly. So if you know the work, you don't what you call up. Una go able for patcham, una go able for try. No, me, I think I don't tire. Una go on a separate way. Una don't go on a separate ways then. Una still get picking them, for example. Una can work on the pickings them. Una be get property them. Una can still able for continue for do it una be they do together rather than becoming enemies. We now enmity na they happen between una two, the friends, the family camps and begin create. Una go na public now na fets na this na cost. Everything they talk to. Now just read this one thing, then I go to transfer to family. You see, Alusan Jalo answer my question. I ask for say if you able for find one, everything in one person. They say no, you won't be able to get everything you want in one person. What I think is that we accept each other and try to improve the areas we don't like, not by force or imposing. Over to you, Femi.
Femi, before you say something, I just touch. I think that is spot on, Alusine. It's about accepting the imperfections of the next individual and see how best you can cope with them and you can live with them. But also, what they try for drawing here is, as the community, should we be thinking, and should we? It's not thinking because like both Juma and Tibo say, it already they happen in our community. The flings, the one night stand. It's just that we are so, it's so frowned upon.
We're hypocritical, yeah.
As that person, if na woman they don't look, you say, this na rare girl, they pass. Or if na man, this na player, you're not serious, you're not ready for settle down. No, is it because what they're looking for they don't have or they can't find, or for them because they can't have it as a whole, then rather just be how they are. I get typical example. I get somebody in a walkway. He born there. He meets this guy, so the guy don't help and raise the pikin, but she is bisexual. Okay, so it make it quite clear to the guy. I want you, one, because we're good together. We have same visions. We can work together. We can invest together, and so on. And you've been a great father to my son. I want you. I'm happy to be with you. Yes, I'm happy to marry you. Yes, I'm happy to have children with you. However, you also have to understand that once in a while, I have a need that needs to be met. You understand? And the guy's like, fine, I ain't got problem with that. So, it's about us. And these are black people, by the way, not a white too, because quick we say, oh, now when I wait, man, this now white black people, and they have this conversation, and they've got this understanding, and they're moving on. But they're happy. They are happy, and I think these are some of the things we get for as a community. As Sierra Leoneans, we therefore start to think about, because us as well, like I said earlier on, we as the friends, the family, we self also now we put pressure sometimes on people. Right. What is wrong if people they marry 1 month later they realize say we can't, this is not working, but people can end up for staying in their relationship because of the fear, the finger pointing, the comments, and so on and so forth. T-Boy, before I can tell you, let Femi add your own debate. Because
and then after Femi done, me get questions they want to ask for trigger this.
I said a short time of Femi, I beg, just give me 30 seconds. I just want for add no more to the comments where Juma raised for you need to get all things in a relationship. I think personally, you don't have to go for 50-50. As an individual, you need to get at least a minimum of 55 or 60% of that particular individual really go into where you will see for make you get a relationship where you even accept and coexist in terms of any form of differences. But if it is below 50, don't try it. If it is above 50, at least 55, no problem. But don't go 50-50, go above 55 or 60, and then you can meet your range. But you will not have 100%. That's all I wanted to add in.
Okay, over to you, Femi.
Femi don't pull him book.
Una get problem. Yeah.
Papa Femi, you not ready?
Today, I'm muted.
You say mute? Yeah, you're mute.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Una get problem, especially that Jumadi. I don't know who say me into don't go jam. You look like say something a yan wine girl or something wine girl don't yan me because
I just get you report.
This guy
he infringed on me territory.
He don't talk boku today. He don't talk about our shots or our not all.
So you know the beef one for me don't beef you and not be no 10 years.
I tell you, something not happen. But we go look under them.
After Kasada Kitchen program, and somebody said, hey, by the way, you know, say, men family 15, 20 years ago, men have been item. I said, okay. I'm joking anyway, I'm joking.
Can say we party then get plan, but now what the commoner do?
Yeah.
Relationships. Okay, no, seriously. This show, I don't sit down, I don't listen to. Now just say Jepe. They putting herself on trouble, especially that T-body. But you know, I don't make a few jottings them way I not and forget who I don't touch on, but I'm not gonna talk all now. I just want just talk on two different points away when I talk recently. But so as some of you may know, I used to be a DJ and I lived in the club for like forever. We play music Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Thursday, and Monday as well. And one thing, sometimes woman and can vex for me which I can talk so, but to not just go for woman them, even man them. We get there's a huge problem now. We community them where woman don't get man, yeah, and she goes out. Where relationship new, it is sweet. Then they enjoy themselves, then they go out together. After 6 months, 1 year, you know, the relationship, I'm not going to say not that sweet again, but something anything that we'll be do on the courtship thing them, not they happen again. So then the man and go out with the encompass man, yeah, the woman and go out with the encompass woman them. At them points in day, with the friends them, we get to look at we safe because something in a with the well relationship them. Not so because, you know, you paddy don't get man, you no get man it means say you any slight mistake with the man do the paddy for highlight and to the woman. You know, I this is why they talk so in the club you see that every single week, every single day in a club you see them. You know, some girls go out because they've had a rough time at home. So then go out for go let their hair down, for go hang around with them, party them. But some of them party them are toxic for the relationship them. Some friends are not good for your relationship. And as I said to one young lady at the time, I tell her, I say, all you party there where you compare you man, you party the new relationship them where they compare you man to. These girls are all single. They're dating. Today then get one guy under, tomorrow then get that guy under, next month then get that guy under. You've been in a relationship for almost a year. There's no way your husband or your man go treat you the same as that you party in current boyfriend. Because your situation and hers are different. You're not married woman or you in a long-term relationship. That girl they get man with something tomorrow, the man not give a damn. In a way can club the next day, a different girl in the carrots. So you can't be saying, oh, that man go spend almost £100 per me, that man go buy me roses, he rented a car, he took me out to the hotel, this and that day, and you sit down at us, all you do, you go out, go drink with you, party them. You can't sleep with me. You know, it's I think say mentally as a people we need to grow up, and you know, we demand them just as bad. The woman is just as bad, but our friends sometimes don't help our relationships. And I talk that day, you know, because I don't see them. And as I say, I sit in the clubs, we see nuns them, they do bad thing them because of peer pressure. You know, we see good girls go bad in the clubs. We then can see, you know, not fair you away from a club. Something not too bad not a bad advice, because we you know, if anybody when a DJ, doorman, you know, barman, if they want to tell you the truth, then go tell you, say, you know, it's not a good place for meet the partner for your life. Not to say it's not possible. It is possible, but you know, it's, as I say, sometimes in society we need to look differently at things then for make we keep we relationship then strong. But I said I've been talking about something just now, and I made a mention, but we as black people are not very adventurous. You know, we don't really go out. We don't live very well. We exist. You know, we go to work, we come home, we go to work, we come home. That with man, he go the money we work that month day, sometimes the first weekend or the last weekend inside that month day, the can girl go then go spend them. You know, how many times do we do that? I'm not saying it's live recklessly, but something that we need for keep we relationships and strong. You know, if we keep working and not paying attention to our partners, we allow them to stray. We allow things for come between we, and we allow people for drift apart. We do a lot of filming, and sometimes people not go like this at the camp we waste na do. But you know, a couple of years ago, somebody contacted me for me to go film in private session with his partner. You understand? I was in shock, but you know, we the money been good, but we turned it down. But you know, people are adventurous, but most black people aren't. You know, we don't try different things. We are very regimental in our relationships, and sometimes we need for begin try for explore different other kind with them for make things sweet.
Hey, but wait to Femi. You just don't point a finger at yourself. And I don't say now, we get to be adventurous, we have to live, and this is where we talk about self-relationship and all of that. And then you know this fantastic opportunity. This opportunity for go film a private session wherein, you know, then you not turn and down. So where are you living there? Where are you exploring? Where are you being adventurous there?
I can't pull another secret now though between me and
wait, Juba,
because make this your secret show.
So it can connect with relationships and stuff like that.
No. We're gonna make it your secret business. So me don't start to make it just left the sound food. I'm the waiting for that talk about now.
This boy now the best hairstylist what I ever come across. The best hairstylist. One boy. I know. One boy. You know, that boy they walk away from that business day. He said, "Man, they begin that." So this thing when they talk, me brothers and sisters, them this not just we not just kind of like we all say we are not experts. We all don't get with experiences. We all don't get with struggles. Some of who don't marry, who don't scatter, who don't marry, who don't scatter. Who they find still a learning process. With the land, with the pick up ourselves, with the fordon, and so on and so forth. But I think the reason why we're talking about it, the reason why we bring ANCAP as a conversation today is because it's some of the negative and toxic impacts where they get on the community, society in general, but most importantly, whether they for be another separate program in few months to come is on our children, especially with children, because all this we they do, just like what we they talk about in the beginning, say, why should we allow the issues them of with parents them for affect we own current relationship? Likewise, we said, why are we allowing the issues of our current relationships to have an impact? Now it evolves. We don't we parents them issues them, they basically just be the time we say, not talk to this person, not play with this person, not eating food, not this, not that. But what is happening to our children now? Our children are taken to the streets. Our children are becoming something else that we don't recognize anymore. And that's because of breakdown of relationship, because of lack of balance, because of lack of acceptance, you know, which is what we're talking about here. Relationship not right, nobody knows to let you know work at it. Like Juma said, I went to a wedding almost 20 years ago, and I remember they had a game, and they were asking people who have been married for 10 years plus, come and give you a word of advice. People who've been married for 15 years, and so on and so forth. And this lady who had been married for 45 years came up and said to the bride and groom on that day, said to the couple, you think you'd worked hard to get to this point? This is now when the work starts. Relationship, you have to work at it. So nobody let say, yes, it's okay, let will be blasé and not work at relation, because after all, if you know, we'll move on. No. But it's also about the fact that if you don't try everything, you don't use all the right resources around you, you know, they work, move on. But move on healthily. Like waiting, Mama gets and Papa gets, they can do so. They don't move on. After 30 odd years, they don't realize that they've grown apart, you know. And I think we they read between the lines because of, you know, if now be the business get issue, or if now money then we get issue with, they're not for continue for work together. They've made it categorically clear that we still have the same vision, we still have the same passion and interest when it comes to humanity and so on, and our philanthropy, so that they continue that. But deep down, like my brother then say, that man don't go mass on side. Usai, he want left footprints there. He want left footprints there.
You don't say the woman, though. You say the man. You see the problem.
Well, now the man they travel more than the woman, but who knows? Sometimes the woman says, "Usai, you know, better don't come it and way, you know, say punky. Now it depends who that cooker, how he cooker. And so you go eat them for 2 days or you eat them for 3 days. So anyway, we just want to re-emphasize the seriousness of this conversation and this topic, because it dwells down to so many different things and complications and issues. Likewise, it reflects a lot of positivity and so on and so forth. And so, Juma, on our family, we want to talk. Who that want to talk?
Namibia one for talk, I think.
Juma talk for man and adventure.
I will keep the secret way I want for talk. No, I think I need for talk. Yeah. Again, the reason I need for mention this is like for sure the way how society sometimes and they shape or affect how we think, and we will remember subconsciously what will people say if this happen. Okay, so I saw a situation where I think say we been get an opportunity to solve relationship issues within our community. Okay, I called T-Boy. I've done my research. I called him. I said, T-Boy, firstly, there's a business opportunity here. Secondly, this is new, but I think it's going to help, because one thing we don't begin notice, outside people then they meet, for let they even able begin talk, communicate, for even say, okay, let's take on to the next step. I told him, I said, let's start a dating app. If I'm in any T-Boy in London, California, the morning I go work, I don't do all my research, I call him. And it's something that we're going to be able to do, you know, financially. I said, let's start a dating app. Now that time I know say, T-Boy is not only a Muslim, but a sheikh. He say, Astaghfirullah, subhanallah for me. Say me, man, na haram business that one day. Me know the mix for now. Hey! Trust me. But do you know how many people where that dating app for don't help? But he look at waiting society go say, we society, they know for say, you know, na T-Boy, Juma, and then start this dating.
Juma, I know what you want to. You know, it's interesting because do you know how many people he's actually match made without even realizing it.
But if they look at and say, if people then go there, na haram business they will go do now for meet people and for sex and all that, and that's one thing. So I just want to mention that they say how society they waiting. But me point to I want to mention on this issue about relationship and marriage and till death do us part situation. Again, as people, are we living a lie to ourselves where they ask which you they look for in a relationship or which you want? You tell all this prescription, the best one where society want for you. But when you can't go inside that relationship, either man or woman, they can't find out, say, you're not the complete opposite. You're not bad boy, you're not some kind freak where inside you begin come out. You do myself sometimes you want a bad boy, you don't want the way they go pray in a mosque every day. The reason you don't get back one they say, oh, this is my religious, they pray, they cover. But where you go, it is still left down where they cover. It say, oh, I don't want one where they put here and here, now the way they plant natural one. But it begin admire where they put the Brazilian here, where they plant nice, and all I begin compare. Say, oh, you see, you compare where it look nice. So I make her ask, will they live a lie? Are we asking for the wrong things just for satisfy society, but we actually want something else that it make, even if we decide for married, we still get for go make sure say we get the other satisfaction that we want here, and that way this one person able for Giwi. That was my question to you guys. I see Tiboy this, I know.
I think I 100% agree with you, Juma. I think if we do a research in our community, I would say to you, 9 out of 10 couples, you question them, they're living based on what are the expectations of society. In society, in terms of our own community, our own culture, what we see is the top 10 of a good husband should be like, or the top 10 of a good wife should be like, things like the wife for cook. And so and we've all done it. We've all done it. I have a niece who doesn't cook. She doesn't like cooking. She's lazy. But I don't fair man way one time. And for me, it took me a while for that to understand, say, how you therefore they cook? Sabi cook serve this and that. And she's like, auntie, there's takeaway, And me young girl became self inside me house where they can't turn 13. Now the same thing they tell me, what I tell her, say, they kind of kitchen like land for cooker, go with nice, there's something called takeaway, I don't have to cook. I'm like, you see trouble. So it's like the perception we have of what a woman or a wife material, the qualities or the characteristics of a wife material or husband material is evolving. It's completely evolving, and we have to start thinking about it and accepting and balancing it with how things are. Just like where a lot of women they grow up, we get no access to computers. And then all of a sudden now we're in an era where every day of your life, you need technology to function. If you're in the Western world, you cannot do it without technology. You will struggle big time. So over to you, Tiboy. I just want hip dande, and then we go. They can't try for the roundup.
I want Femi go first, so I will respond to the 2 statements they were in. You want to make? Go on, Femi. I'll wait after you.
You don't respond to Femi, you don't respond to me.
No, I don't respond to Femi. I respond to all two.
Okay, people. So I want to talk on a couple of things. Where they talk about family. So I grew up in a very, I don't know if I would call it Creole-ish family, but they mean a bit where we small. Where we ambog na us, then the flag we. Then they put you punishment with the pick pin, with they do all kind of thing. But that's really never stopped us loving our parents, or it never encouraged us to hate our parents. Like our T-boy been say, we learn to forgive. I don't even think say forgiveness was even part of it, because I believe say we be no say the discipline within the giwi, not to being for bad. A lot of me auntie them, including me mama, na teacher. So where I go school na salon. You know, my mom didn't teach me at school, but all of her friends did. And all of her college mates didn't teach me. I remember me first day at grammar school, we class be noisy. We cause all kind of noise. I'm not think say me be cause noise, I'm a good boy. But a teacher they pass outside, he hear the noise, and he come inside the classroom. He knock the cane at the blackboard. Now I call Wilder Bobo, they call Palmer. This is my very first day at grammar school. He say, stand up, me and the Bobo team up. Now I say, come to the front, we come to the front. Now he say, he beats me. And I turn to the class, he say, if I able beat me picking them, no to una and not go able beat. And I was shocked, because I know one day see this woman in my life, as far as I know. I don't know who side come out where say if can beat in picking they choose me. But she flogged both of us. They said we go back now we sit. We are gonna us. Now as I reach also I see my mama and I say, oh, I really say you don't meet Auntie Amy. Now I say, who that name so now that's the thing occurred to me say, you know, I'm in deep trouble. You know, and literally at grammar school from last she said when I be vice principal at the time. Say all the teacher that we been can teach in practice, they all knew my parents in one way, shape or form, and them flag me possibly every single day in a grammar school till I left the England. And so they not because of battle, just for ensure say I not do bad. Then they remind me say, you know, you have to do right. But you know, in relationships, most of the teacher then they, even though I knew I no fumble too, we became kind of friends. I'd never held anything against them in that way, because I not been things say them beats me for, you know, just for the sake for being mean. So as T-boys, we need to learn to move on with things. We need to accept that when we're young, we might do silly things, or we might not even realize it's in the way they do it in the we fumble and go flag before. We've been getting specific guy where they come every other Saturday for can between. Now us. You know, so if you don't ambog, then they can't all you ambog where you don't ambog, where you come, they can't flag me. But this guy, you know, we kind of grew up to be very close. You know, what England, we have England, you know, I've been able to match make for him. Been able match make for me. You know, we became very good friends. And I not ever think saying that this guy been the, you know, they been the call for camp flag winner us. But you know, relationships is crazy. In our family group, I can talk to my cousin them, me auntie they all the time. We can ambog one we auntie in particular. I'm not gonna name her name, but she was vice principal at Prince of Wales. And all my cousins that we go Prince of Wales, they all go through a heavy hand because she disciplined them. And when we can talk in our family group, we can tell us, I make una come good so. Now make una come good too because I flag una, because I love una na me picking them. And it's true, you know, we have to learn, especially in this society that we live in, that's not because we punish, we picking them and say we hate them. I know say corporal punishment isn't allowed in this country, but we they see every day with the lights we phone them, we they see the way we picking them they run crazy at it. You know, I somebody sent me a video today where I big and say making no ever send again. You know, I think saying that this happened over the weekend, the bank holiday weekend. Bobo with machete them. You know, they chased another boy and they hacked him. I don't know what happened to him, but he was on the floor at some point, and you know, it not be look like say get conscious. You know, we picking and they run riots na the wall, and we're not able for discipline them. So, I beg parents to reconsider how we bring our kids up. And if them beat we and they not kill we with small, we have not believe we will go beat we picking for kill them. But that's possibly a conversation for another day. For a we government of England go get for carry some of we own points of view how we see how for men picking them. T-Boy talk earlier on about schools, primary school and secondary school. T-Boy don't forget, but about 15 years ago we did a study in one school in Sodok. We went into this school, Juma, in a primary school. All the picking and they mingle with themselves. Black, Chinese, African, Asian, Caribbean. They all they played and they hug. Nobody no color. Where you go na the bigger classroom them, where you go to secondary school now, where you go na the playground, everybody segmented. The black Africans in the one side, the black West Indian in the one side, the black British will not show side and come on the one side, the whites in the one side, the Chinese in the one side. And seriously, you turn around the playground and you look, very few people that you see they come on at their own group and go another one. So I'm asking, well, I've been asked the same, waiting change in the 3, 4, 5 years, then we didn't pick care so been the hug themselves and be as close as nothing. Till now, they kind of hate themselves and no one for mingle with themselves. I believe say that in the now within the land na us. So no child is born racist. But we teach segregation to we picking away when they grow up. And why it's about race, I know they just talk about color. We don't begin get small issues then as alone with tribe as well. So you get all the if I am slightly different to you, that doesn't mean that we're different. We can learn to live together. We 5 weeks done at this platform, yeah. Oh, we 4. Jesus, who done at the 5th person?
Because you see one screen way black. Right?
Yes, so we've always sit on at this platform here. We've known ourselves for years and years. People can say, how do they keep this friendship on? But guess what? We fight. We defeat nearly every day. But again, not today after fighting, they defeat the way they fight now for make we better we safe. So if I see T-Boy they do bad, I go call him and I go encourage him. He like a vex, I go tell him it. Likewise, Juma, they argue all the time. Hence why I want to pull me with Sadu today. But it's true. We need to learn to fight and make up. Because guess what? Most of them fight then they can done. In Mama Papa fights them as well. Same thing. If we don't know when for walk away, when that person is okay, well, it do so me, I'm going to take a walk. Or are they go to the kitchen, go drink water, make plaba done. But a lot of we can one carry on that fate, the person can die. And that's when, the problem then can arise.
Oh, wow. Hey, a word for the wise is quite sufficient, says Mr. Palmer. Lots of words shouting out on the forum. Forgiveness, patience, acceptance, very sad, true, so on and so forth. And the impact, for me, it's the negative impact it's having on our community and our society as a whole. That is why I thought about this topic today. Not to fucking name and shame anybody, not to fucking and say this is right, this is wrong, or we know how to do it better than you do. No, we're all learning, as always. But the most important thing is about knowing what you're looking for and what you should be learning and what you should be working towards. I think that's what's very important. Widening your horizon, looking at the bigger picture. Be prepared to evolve. Be prepared to be taken out of your comfort zone. Juma said something very interesting where you say people think, do, then realize, okay, well, they're married. And then all of a sudden, when they're married, the woman realizes, this man, he can like for do something else so before he do something else. Or the man said begin realize, this woman I elect for dance pampolo, and so on and so forth. Then, you know, how do you cope? How do you adjust with those changes? How do you bring, you know, spice into your relationship? And we're not just talking about romantic relationship here. Remember, when they talk about all sorts of relationship, all types. When we started this program, we talked about family relationship, we talked about friendship, we talked about romantic relationship, we talked about acquaintances, we talked about professional relationship, and self, having a relationship with yourself is very important. I think is the key here. So I don't know, gentlemen, if you want to round up. T-Boy wants to say something, and then we'll end up with Juma, and then we'll call it an evening, because I lost it on again till 2 o'clock this morning, but it's not healthy. We need at least 6 to 8 hours sleep. So the health guru says. Okay.
I just want to respond to Femi and Juma, because I'm not saying I'm not the only way to attend TV for week I respond to them. But I will start off with Femi. Right. I think it was more than 10 years ago, if I can clearly remember, Femi. Yes, I think it was more than 10 years ago when we were just getting into our prime of what we normally used to do. And me and Femi have received more than challenging offers within our careers over the past 20 years. And I think this is the second that we turned down. And it's not for any reason other than ethical reasons. The other one we'll turn down for our own safety, our own security, our own well-being. I will highlight a little bit about that. Again, we'll talk about tolerance in so many different ways of how you relate to something with the kind of relationship you get with that thing. You might think we are related to filming anything that is in front of us in our disposal, but no, we are not. There are certain things we don't have connection with, even though we are dealing with this thing, but we don't have any kind of relationship with that particular thing. So it doesn't mean we should put our camera there and film it. I've been in a situation in Freetown wherein I have access to the backstage of a fashion show. Literally, if you are in the fashion industry, you know what happens at the backstage of a fashion show. You're pretty much in the midst of naked men and women. Will you actually stick a camera there and film it just because you have access to the camera? You won't. So in Femi's statement, we had a request to film a personal session, quote unquote, a personal session. But how do we know that we are actually getting involved in making a pornography film or in making a film that we don't even know the content of what is the relationship between those two people? So we are meant to be asking questions that we don't have answers for. In a production, you break things down so you know exactly what are you going to produce, how you're producing it, who you're producing it for, and what is the content going to be used for. In that regards, the criteria were not met. And it is between me and Femi to make a decision. Is it going to be a personal session or it isn't? And me and the gamble. Like we personal session filming, no gets we all involved in filmmaking.
Then they make yourself back for the film.
Then they make yourself out for the film. So I said to Femi, no, I am not doing it. If you want for them, you go do them. Papa never go. So that was the first one that we turned down. The second one, everything was put in front of us. Money, everything. We fly to Nigeria. We bump into this young man. We say, oh, I love what you guys are doing. We went to the Zong, and we were the only two people, including that black man, on the Zong. When the Zong came to London, the Amistad, that was meant to be the replica of the Amistad itself. So they were on tour for the bicentenary, and me and Femi took a tour on the boat. We were there. We bumped into this man, nice guy, took us for a couple of dinners after that, and all of a sudden he's asking us to go and film Mermaid in Nigeria. Hello? You never see Mami Watana in life where you go film one?
You know, to call the Nollywood cameraman, them we say like.
Imagine, he left Nigeria. Poor boy, like we. Now we want to go film for you, Mami Watana Nigeria.
Like when I for don't begin to put money every money, then put another money, dollar, pound sterling, naira.
I said send me back again, Femi. Well, the choice is yours. You can go film Mami Watana Nigeria, but I need to go to Chinem or Femi. So tell you, listen. So that was the two issues. Now to Juma. Again, literally, it was about 10 years ago, if I'm not lying or if I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago. Now, take into consideration, 10 years ago, the world was not at this stage that we are now, sitting on a platform like this on social media, talking about relationship. It wasn't like that. Those were the initial stages when they started dating apps. By then, they were not called dating apps. They were called Pimp My Ride sites. Basically, you call in for ringers, you call in for different form of sexual urges. These are the items that were in operation. I don't think you might not go see in America women don't see it.
I mean, 10 years, 20 years ahead.
I know. I know those kind of stuff Juma we don't go do in America where we don't see. But now me and the guinea pig, I can test all the theory on. So Juma called Timor. I'm like, what? Oh man, Timor just we need for do. I say, what we need for do? You see the kind of problem we have in the world? People are having problems to have a relationship. He said, don't go California. You don't get girl. You don't struggle. He defend woman. He don't get woman. He is quite new in this environment, full of people who have money. Poor boy. Who do you go begin to talk to? Dating up kind of in mind. Good idea. Very good initiative. But guess what? It will be nice if we don't bring it within our community. But again, you get for start something that you benchmark. Who side they know you most? Then you can evolve. And I say, Juma, you feel say me. When we don't begin to do all that kind of tears to them, you go begin to say, oh, Tiba, form the girl house, then now from the for counseling woman and for me, then call and dating app. And obviously, not good idea. I don't know, Juma. Me, I don't know how you want for taking this so. But subhanallah, astaghfirullah. Me, I do. So the initial thought was good. But implementing it within our community was not the right time.
And even though Mami the Aisata for don't be from that same day to now.
Well, again,
Aisata for don't get through that
app. Aisata make mention of and say, I have actually set up so many people within our community.
Exactly.
Not directly, but indirectly. And some possibly directly. But again, what in with society not they accept is not just on perception. Those days, 10 years ago, we don't see those things like something where we would take just like a dot. Oh, it's reality. It's the modern day things that are happening now. So yeah, why not? Come on. You guys can come on board. Again, when we started this online stuff, we thought about it 20 years ago. And we initially thought it was to bring into the community an online TV platform. We struggled because we couldn't get it straight to the people for them to understand. But when eventually we begin to still, they struggle for adapt to them. Until COVID came, it becomes a reality. Everybody now bounds into being online platform, people doing this and that and that. But it now works out well because everybody thinks it's normal. So if Juma still wants to continue with the dating app, why not? Again, if Femi still gets the personal thing the way he get people who want to do personal, of course we'll film that. We'll film that now. We are now
I don't even get potential investors now. So it's gonna
so now you not mind for go film the Mami Wata?
No, then I go get for know the logistics there, and because man made we don't see Mami Wata, how you go film one? Then they are not a reality. So I never say that man will go turn me to money. And that still exists in Nigeria. And you're not doubting that. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't spend a couple of hours talking about relationship. But the most important thing in all the discussion we don't get, it just boils down to one grain word. Without that word, nothing happens. Even without relationship or anything, if we don't develop any amount of tolerance within ourselves, we will never coexist on earth. because there is nothing where they accept full-fledged if you're not able to tolerate something. So we need to develop a mindset of being able to accept some amount of dislikes in our life. We will get for tolerate certain things then. Now, no more going to make we coexist on earth. If we not tolerate them, we're not going to coexist. We hate people who have done wrong to us. We hate people who they talk bad, but we hate people who they talk bad, but we behind we in front of we. We hate people who they dupe we. We hate almost everything around us that is not in favor of us. But sometimes we just tolerate them to happen, not because we are stupid, we are fool, we don't know what we're doing, but take what you act, say, and don't look back and satisfy anybody other than yourself. As long as you need a kill person, let you happiness, not suppressed because you want for please A, B, C, D. Like I said earlier on, we can't suffer the consequences of our parents. We parents, they don't do them bad them. If them bad and they fall away for affect we in a bad way, we pray for make God diverse them into something else. But we cannot take the burden of our ancestors and carry it upon our head and be responsible for some of those acts we don't do 50, 60, 70 years ago. If we get your parents to respect them, that's the best you can give them. You can't buy them their respect. You can't buy them the world. You can't show love by buying gifts. Gifts for, even with picking them, not to love. It's not the amount of gift you buy for your child. You're expressing the amount of love you have for that child. It's the amount of time where you they give you picking, even if now 1 hour for the week, make you picking up for say that 1 hour they really give also for the week is the most precious time in that child's life. Giam. Not a way you buy for $1 million worth of goods there, because those goods can be destroyed today. But the value
of the kick off for. Sorry, Oti boy.
I know. I see it. Then we get asked for. So the value of that particular time they spend with the picking is the amount of love, and that same value time they give to your partner is the amount of love where they cherish. That same value time they give to anybody where you feel you get a relationship with. That's the exact thing where you share. The amount of time where you share with yourself and you work. Imagine. If you not go share that relationship there with you work, you need to get money. So take them back again. Say if you not share that time with your partner, you need to get the love back in return. So you get for always ready for give, and you will always get back. Don't expect to get, but if you continue to give, you will get back even more than what you're giving. So always bear that in mind, and not forget, say tolerance is the key to every successful relationship. You cannot leave it for 50-50. You have to make sure you are 55% inconvenience with what you see, and then the rest now you can deal with. So thank you very much for being part of this program. And I want to say thank you to the people already on the YouTube, and thank you to the one that we don't participate actively today in this controversial, straightforward discussion. We will not go deep into it. I think we need to get a second stage on this anyway, because it just touched the surface of it. So I think relationship comes too. I think we get for now go deep into how it affects individuals personally and how you react towards them. So I think I will let that one lady, Madam Aisata, for make a decision on when in feels say the part 2 of this program will come. But like I said, tolerance is the key. Don't forget that. Make sure you have an amount of tolerance within you, then your relationship will be stable. Not perfect, but at least stable.
Thank you. I think that's interesting. Already people are saying, oh, we want to be part of this discussion. And so we will do a part 2, relationship, and bring together some panelists that we can talk to, and that they can share that, and we can have a debate. Over to you, Femi.
Yes. So I think I'm not being sure. I'm not being sure close when it close. So my own closing thing. I'm not gonna say thank you to the people there yet, but I will highlight one other set of people that I think we not talk about today, and it's the elders within our community. You know, when relationship break down, picking a non big, they don't go school, this and that. Daddy don't go fence on young girls on them. after a while, young girl able look after daddy again because daddy don't old and able do with him. They do first things until he don't retire safe. Better money no day for making the gifts sweethearts. So young girl don't left the pa now. So the party, in wanging. Then that mommy says sometimes me get one sugar boy we in the car, sit to in screen, we the pa no been there. Now that mommy said the all. The point I'm trying to make is, when relations break down, we have a lot of people in the black community, the Sierra community as well, especially within this side of the world. I'm not going to talk about you, Juma, with the under, but we in England, then Bokuwe are lonely. As I say, picking they don't go about their own life, and these people live. They live their lives on their own, and depression kicks in from time to time. So for me, I know say T-Boy been they say earlier on, when it don't pass mark now for grab and go, I would like to ask Una for actually think about your future. It's easy to walk away. It's very, very easy for walk away because the grass is always green on the other side of the fence. But we'll get for begin member, as somebody say, waiting happen till we picking them when we relationship then split. Then we'll get for begin member, waiting tomorrow hold. As you pa, you don't old now, you not get somebody to look after you. Sometimes if you been old, you were fine. Sometimes should have nursed you through your old age. Relationship isn't about the glitter and gold and only in the shine, but when we say I do, and we will say to death do us part, I think there's some people in T-Boy take them thing and this seriously. We know they say them will kill the person for make the married don't know. But when you don't decide to see, make a talk for man, because until woman they might see things differently. But I think when man don't decide say he they married that woman, a lot of thoughts has gone through his mind. Because until he get boku option them, but he look they all that one day say he go married. So I don't think see most man in the take them decision in the lightly. So like how would they think 10 before making a decision in there? I think they will think the same 10 before we walk away. And then now for we demand them. But I believe say the woman there as well. Let's think about our kids. Let's think about our own personal future. Let us not go end up now in old people's home. Nobody no they can look after we. We they see some other people them, even some black man there as well. You see them sitting on the bench on the park, something they're all 80, something on 90, then they play love. I don't mean say, anything sexual, but they hug, they kiss, they laugh and they joke. But then, a lot of our people, we don't see that in them. A lot of we they go old and then can't see us, so seem for they go old and sad and lonely. And I think it's something that we need to think about so that it doesn't happen to us. And if it happen to people that will know, let we learn from other people that own mistakes them, so we not commit the same mistakes them. Anyway, as our brand say, thank you for joining us. We don't laugh, we don't joke, we don't talk small serious, but we gladly forget to Nanaya, and we hope so now go join we each and every week. I'm not gonna say the same time because we time them the different program they will get, they all vary because we try for appease all the different audiences them. Who be the kind Ali, the people in America then go mupawi. Who they call it now, the people in England and they go mupawi. But we get some followers them from China, from Australia in particular. I don't know how then they do them, but we thank them for following us, and we pray that you keep following us and enjoying our programs. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Papa Femi, the wise man. So, Juma, wait till you are Rob now for complete, then I go end them.
Okay, thank you so much, and obviously, it just show the challenging part of when you talk about something where something and they feel them differently, they see them differently from another person. Make you always say relationship or which you go, if you want for say, the two way they spice the relationship when I love, now something when I abstract, where you they imagine them, you know, they able for like say, you know, now so a day, you're not able for measure them and everything. You see it differently, T-Boy see it differently, and so on and so forth. So, they say, no two relationships are the same. Even you, as an individual, if you meet one person, or you get one brother or two brothers, then the relationship you get with them completely different. So now the same with the way we will say, you know, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, for example. No two relationships are the same. The reason we make mention that we left for mirror we own relationship where we get to another person. You might think theirs is perfect from what you see, but you don't know what they're going through. You don't know how far they've come for reaching at that particular point the way you see them. Whether good or bad, it can be perfect, it can be bad. So not mirror your relationship with that person. We are making our mistakes. We have a lot of skeleton in our cupboards as well. We are not perfect. We get our own challenges that we can to relationships. But it not means say we not for talk about how we share our own opinion and experience. Some of them now real life, some of them now what we see with other people. But these are just experiences for aid the conversation and how we look at things differently. Sometimes we'll learn one or two things, we go influence what they do, and we go work for it. Not mirror your own against another person. Not compare your own, say, my own relationship, I will let it be like this. Try to form a relationship where they work for you. Not try for satisfy, like how T-Boy said earlier, or we all don't say now, so not try for satisfy just family, friends, and society, waiting people and they think. Because you want for look Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, now you know, now you will be the point finger and the point bar. If you do that, you're gonna get it wrong. Because then say what a healthy relationship is a healthy life, right? But if you are not happy from within, you will not be able to give a good relationship out there, and you know we'll get good relationship in return, and you know we'll live a healthy life. But the bottom line, what we say, the thing about tolerance, not just relationship, but anything what they do within the society, we get for land that one, they will get for try, and effort will they make, be tolerant. And the egos there where we get something and they let we throw them away. I can say, give away your right, a little bit of your right for the greater good. If we go that perception there in a relationship, we'll be able to go a long way. And let's stop being judgmental. Your opinion is not fact. Your opinion, you might have your opinion not to fact. Now, so you see things. That's why they say you disagree to agree. Forget that, we will go a long way and we will build relationships for ourselves and for we picking them. And somebody say the grass is greener on the other side, but the water bill is high. So you see what that they mean? It means a lot. I guess somebody can tell me, say, in as much as they can say the grass is greener, they say, but do see the kind thing they will they see. And I just want to end with this. Please, don't do anything in a relationship because you want to over-impress the other person. All right, I said, let begin makeup right now, begin plans, become Mr. Jallo, waiting, you know, Nadande. So what if Mr. Jallo, in ya, you know, they see makeup and long hair again? Now, Halle Berry kind hair style you want for see.
You might can cause problem now.
That may cause problem. I'm just saying. You know,
when you can this the first thing we tell me, not compliment yourself. Me are fine. And that's yes, I know. We know you compliment anymore. So now you can tell and say, it don't make up in long year away plans. Not so that Mr. Jallo look.
So what if Mr. Jallo don't change?
Not so that they say. Not so that they say.
Not
so that they say.
No more. I gotta say no more.
So you see, wait to make her they say this, makeup, do you long hairstyle because now that you want for yourself. Because the moment, because it just sound like a food. I can take myself for example, you ask me what you eat right now, Juma, I say cassava leaf. By the time they prepare the cassava leaf done, in the next hour, and I bread and butter one for it. Then you get upset because you don't ask me, I don't make you don't take straight, you don't go cook the cassava leaf, and I don't want for it cassava leaf. So do what works for you and let the person accept you that way. We don't say, but could I wait and way, I like them, people like that for go out that car, they get for go do,
BBL.
Or BBN or whatever, they do all kinds of things. The man then they go to 6-pack, where he says some man and they go inject then calf they all now for let the calf mold fine. You do that, fine. But what if the person don't want that again? My point is you're gonna spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to make yourself look nice. If you're doing it for yourself, fine. But if you're doing that to impress T-Boy, then T-Boy in what you call him in what you call him change.
In mind change.
In mind change. Say no, I don't want DD. How you call him DD 34 again.
So you say me mind they change.
I want 36. So you don't get problem. So my point is, do it for yourself. Don't do it to impress the other person. We love you all, and we'll continue this conversation. And over to you, Aissata.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, viewers. It's been amazing. It's been fascinating. When I thought about this program, I didn't really. It's one of those free-flowing program. I thought, let's talk about this. Let's talk, because for me, the older I become, the wiser I am as well. I become, because of the relationships, the new relationship I build every day, and that I'm nurturing, that I'm sustaining, and so on and so forth. So, but like the things that we've hit on, it's about self. Juma just talked about self, doing things for yourself. And that means building a relationship for yourself, with yourself. And if you can do that, if you can get that right, then it makes the other types of relationship a little bit easier to manage. We've had strong words like tolerance, strong words like patience, strong words like understanding, strong words like being your own self, and being patient, acceptance, balance. Because what we don't want is, we don't want us as individuals to end up in a place where it's quite scary and lonely. Because the question is, do relationships cause loneliness? Or does loneliness cause relationship issues? Well, I think the answer is yes, both. It's both. Loneliness can cause relationship issues, and relationship issues can cause loneliness. And having too few relationships or poor ones can certainly make you feel lonely. And feeling lonely can cause you to think negatively. And it can actually push people away from you. And sometimes it can also attract the wrong people. We've talked about where you go, how you go, what you do, what's your intention, how do you communicate that your intention, when, where, and so on and so forth. Because it's important, because either way, loneliness is one of the greatest impacts of relationship, negative impacts. And it clearly states the issues within relationship. And if you're feeling lonely and down in the dumps as you hear me speak, think about ways and what you could do to get you out of that mood. Think about things you can do to break that loneliness, because it can be harmful. Loneliness can actually be harmful to your mental health and your immune system. I know people thought, oh, she's health show. What are you talking about? Relationship. It's all intertwined. Your health, your immune system. There's a lot of research that says laughter does boost up the production of endorphins, which is one of the key things in your immune system. So it's very important. So loneliness can actually weaken your immune system because you're isolated, you don't enjoy anything, you just quiet, don't want to talk to anyone. There's nothing funny to laugh about, you know. It gives you sleepless nights. You find it difficult to sleep most times. It can cause or contribute to anxiety and depression. And it can also invite more negative thoughts in your head. When you're lonely, you're not doing anything useful, you think more negative stuff. You become a bit more pessimistic. So it's very important we think about things like that. It can be also hard on your heart. You know, remember the heart is made up of muscles. It can have an impact on that. And it can lead to deep, deep worrying and dwelling that can lead to deep clinical depression. You know, wherein you start seeing huge mood changes or loss of interest in any, you know, usual activities of life. You know, you don't want to go hang out with your friends anymore. You don't want to go to barbecue. You're just miserable because you're lonely as a result of poor relationship. Think about it. Are you in the right relationship? Is it right for you or is it right for the Joe public? What are the pros and cons? Does the positive outweigh the negative? Someone said earlier on, look for 55% and above. And if you can achieve that, then you should settle for that. And then put tolerance, patience, and understanding into place. Consult people, but the right people. Someone mentioned mentorship. Having someone who talks to you, who is honest, who is respectful, someone you can confide in, that will guide you, that will give you positive criticism is very important. So we just want everyone to thank you. We appreciate you all. Let's continue to love one another. Let's continue to be patient with one another. Let's continue to care, respect, and be less judgmental. And yes, Alusign, Christina, and all, we will do a part 2. And if you want to be part of the discussion, the panel, certainly you're most welcome. Because I think the part 2 has to be about the deep-rooted relationship, the impacts. I think that's what we need to look at. So thank you, everybody. Have a lovely, lovely evening. And as the weekend comes, remember to stay safe and remember to do what you're supposed to do as we're still in a pandemic. As we ease the lockdown, please be safe and maintain the space. And don't forget to wash your hands and protect your face by wearing your mask. Have a lovely Thursday evening and enjoy the weather sensibly. Thank you. Thank you all.
The total population of Sierra Leone in 2019 was stated approximately at 7.8 million. And the most common cancer reported in 2018 was breast cancer, with an incidence rate of 25.1% and a mortality rate of 19.2%. Ward 2 at the Connaught Hospital, Freetown, is a female surgical ward that cares for patients requiring breast surgery, chemotherapy, and palliative care. General surgery also admits to the ward as see fit. The ward is in need of a significant refurbishment and has a major impact on patient assessment and delivery of treatment, dignity, comfort, and infection control measures. The current ward area presents a significant challenge to infection control. There is no fit for purpose or adequate personal hygiene facilities. The showers and sanitary areas are in poor condition and are difficult to clean. The flooring is deteriorated. Overall deco and fabric of the walls need repair and full decoration. Furniture, cupboards, and shelving require replacement. The sluice, known to be the dirty utility room, is in poor condition and needs replacing. Windows need to be replaced as current windows bring in draughts, dust, debris, mosquitoes, and rodents. There is no designated area to provide a day service for patients receiving chemotherapy. Medical supplies is desperately needed. Therefore, we need a total amount of £15,000, which is equivalent to 195 million leones, for this project. This project will focus on women diagnosed with breast cancer and other non-malignant breast abnormalities requiring one or more of the treatment modalities that are currently available. We will also set up a day unit for the administration of chemotherapy and provide training and development to ensure sustainability. Therefore, I am pleading to all individuals, organizations, and local businesses, and every Sierra Leonean and friends of Sierra Leone to make a meaningful contribution that will never go in vain. Ways to contribute will be seen at the end of this clip. I am Aissata Cissé Jallow of the Health Show Partnership Program. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based, or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakor, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sako.
I am Khadija Sako. I am Khadija Sako.
I am Khadija Sako.
I am Khadija Sako. We are Khadija Sako.
We are all Khadija Sako.
Silverstone Beats.
People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life going evil, we all have to give, oh yeah, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah, yeah. So let's bless one another, yeah, yeah. So let's help one another. I sing again, yeah.
What's in me, I don't see this kind of thing really happen. This not for be education opportunity. Now in we need, let we learn for the share, not to all time for big greed.
You see this life, the live, oh. This is where we lose or we know. Stop killing one another. Let's stand together, yeah. Stop playing the hero, looking at each other like we're zero. On the block with a C, money they can make every day pan pre, yeah.
R.I.P. they took our boys, they take our joy, take our joy. This study time we stop now crime, don't blind but it's like your future.
Stop the stabbing, stop the killing. Let's love one another. Peace.
I see fighting every day, I see dying every day. Why don't we help each other and pave the way for a better life, a life that we all deserve? Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the youths to kill themselves, you pretend to be a father figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the Green Reaper will be your remover.
This head of the range ranting up some sanctimonious food is as poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy given to a sentient dude. So I say it's at ease for you to listen and deduce the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up. Stand up for what you believe in, gotta stand up. Stand up for what is right, cause if you got me then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through, even when you're feeling new. Do this if we try. There's no time to waste, no time. Together forever, whatever the weather.
heart still not tongue. God don't lift me up, but me heart still not grown. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Plead to my brothers, let's do it for the youngers. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. With people then they suffer. You then I you the bluff, it's copper. You the game need for change, like we not get up. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on we. Peace gonna rain on we. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bomb, let's be together. Pray peace and love, golden hope through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is the love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell?
I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get, whose side the love they?
When I left. Boku man them get nef. If you live by the nef, you go suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and them party them. Sarah Jem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Beberebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sarahjemmedia.org. Now who's term these?
Somebody,